All right, we're back. So, we got another topic. So, this one's about, and I know this is touchy for a lot of people. I know it is, but I just want to shed, some logic, to the situation, and I want to defend nature because nature doesn't always, her voice isn't always heard, right? So I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna say my piece. And we're just gonna deal with it like that. I respect every single person on this earth, but I respect the nature of this place and the beauty of it and the divine intention that it is, right? Um, I don't care about nobody's religion, nothing like that. Everybody has a spiritual connection to this place, and I think we owe it to that connection to be real about this topic that's about to be brought to you. You can do whatever you want to do with your life, but you don't have no bearing over facts. You can take those facts and you can bend them and you can manipulate them to fit your life. That's fine. But you should not try to change the status quo for what you deem to be the new truth. So, what we're talking about here, there was a baby gender reveal, right? That's currently supposed to be responsible for a wildfire in California. Is it in California or is it in?
It is no, it's in California. Yeah.
It's in California. Okay. So that part is that part, right? Obviously, we should be responsible when we are using fire in dry, arid areas, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that's that part. But what I want to talk about is Trevor Noah's response to this fire, and specifically his words concerning gender reveals, gender reveal parties. I'm gonna play this, um, and kind of do a I'm gonna play the whole thing because it's not long. I'm gonna play the whole thing, and then we'll go back and go piece by piece and kind of, just try to bring some sense to this. And I will mention everybody knows who Trevor Noah is, so there is supposed to be an underlying comical, you know, viewpoint here, I guess. But to me, it wasn't funny at all, and he did a terrible job at delivering whatever part of it was supposed to be a joke, because obviously he does truly, believe what he's saying. So I'm gonna play this. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear it. And here we go. Gender reveal. You should do something that helps the situation. Hold on one second. Could y'all hear that?
Yep. I
Okay.
can.
Let me run it back real quick. All right, here we go. It's a girl. And aside from all the damage it can cause, celebrating a baby
Or well, I can barely hear it now.
everything we're learning about gender reveal parties should only happen when the child is old enough to know. Did you say you can barely hear it?
Yeah, and then I could really well. It was really crazy. It was like I couldn't hear anything, and then he was like, "It's a girl," and then it was really quiet again.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me pull this up on my computer. That way I know the audio will be good. So y'all give me just a minute. Um,
Cool.
I'm gonna get this pulled up on the laptop. I'm sending myself the email now because I was playing it on my phone in hopes that you know
Oh yeah,
it
it's
would be good,
technology.
but it was not. All right, hold on. Why is it not copying the link? Come on, phone. Paste. Send. Okay. I'm gonna talk y'all through this so you don't get bored. Chrome, Gmail, inbox, refresh.
Meanwhile, I'm over here scrolling like, dang, where did I put that on my timeline? Because there's tons of stuff on my timeline.
Right. Okay. So boom. All right. So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and screen share too. Let's see here. Screen share. Do my screen share. All right. Y'all should be able to see it on the screen now. All right.
uh,
You see my screen?
yep.
All right.
There
Boom.
we
All right. Here it goes.
Guys, this has to stop, right? Or at least if you insist on a gender reveal, you should do something that helps the situation. The water's pink! It's a girl! And aside from all the damage it can cause, celebrating a baby's genitalia is starting to feel very outdated. Like, given everything we're learning about
I
gender,
don't know. I can still
gender
barely hear
reveal
it if it's
parties
just me.
should only happen when the child is old enough to know their actual gender and to pitch in some cash for the fire damage. And honestly, I don't even know why we need gender reveal parties. You know what we do need, though? Race reveal parties.
Okay. Did y'all say y'all still couldn't hear it?
I really couldn't hear it that time.
Bro, you couldn't hear it either?
Nope.
Okay. Hmm. I
I was
don't
about to
know.
say, is it next to the speaker?
Well, I played it directly on the laptop, and normally, um, that works pretty good. All right, let me see. Let me go to audio settings real quick, and I
I
don't
mean, I
gotta
might be.
turn this microphone up too much more. Hmm. All right, let me try something else. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna try playing it on the phone again one more time. I'm sure whoever's watching the video heard it at least that last time. But y'all tell me if y'all can hear it on my phone now.
Guys, this has to stop, right?
Yeah,
If you insist on a gender reveal, you should do something that helps the situation.
Were y'all able to hear that?
yeah, that was really good.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I'm gonna play it again. All right, here we go.
Guys, this has to stop, right? Or at least if you insist on a gender reveal, you should do something that helps the situation. The water's pink! It's a girl! And aside from all the damage it can cause, celebrating a baby's genitalia is starting to feel very outdated. Like, given everything we're learning about gender, gender reveal parties should only happen when the child is old enough to know their actual gender and to pitch in some cash for the fire damage. And honestly, I don't even know why we need gender reveal parties. You know what we do need, though? Race reveal parties.
All right. So that was clear for y'all, right?
Yep.
All right. So let's talk about this. Now, like I said, I know this is touchy for some people, but this whole gender reveal thing with the whole gender talk, and a lot of people are scared to touch on it. Me personally, I'm not afraid to touch on it at all. So this is how I feel. I want to talk about the first main part of his statement that really is the part that kind of just set me on fire. Celebrating a baby's genitalia is outdated. If that's not the most perverted way of looking at a gender reveal, I mean I don't even have words. It's not about celebrating genitalia. That I mean, if you want to corrupt and pervert stuff, like that's sad, man. It's a sweet little baby, and you want to like bring a air of sexuality into the, like, it's not about that, dude. Like, That's it's disgusting to even let those words come out of your mouth like it's a celebration of genitalia. Like, come on now. Y'all
Right.
y'all
It's
chime in.
weird.
Please chime
It was just weird. It was so weird because I was like, did he just say that? First off, segmenting that from the fires, like, okay, the baby, it's the baby's fault now that they were celebrating the baby's life and that's how the fire started. And now we're saying that that also should mean that they shouldn't be having gender reveal parties, like genders don't matter anymore, is what you really are trying to say, because we're celebrating that by having a reveal of that's what they are naturally going to be born as, like biologically. that's that's just a stretch right there. That whole part right there got me to start with. I was like, whoa, the jump from, oh, we're going to talk about the unfortunate events of a fire in California, from supposedly a gender reveal, and now you're going to claim that we just don't even need to be celebrating babies' lives anymore. And what? Okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, let's think about what happens during a pregnancy. You have
Mm-hmm.
a woman who is carrying a baby for 9 months. Now, granted, the gender reveal parties usually happen before the 9 months. Okay. But you have a person inside you moving around and kicking and shit like that. You're hungry, you're tired, you know what I'm saying? All of
Mm-hmm.
these things, right? Why not have a little bit of relief and celebrate? Like,
Right. It's a, I mean, it's still in you too. Like, I would like to know if this is a male or a female that's growing inside of me right now, not thinking about it as,
exactly.
oh, it's just a person.
Right. And
Like,
you,
males and females act different. They do.
right.
That's why we are able to see, to touch on, I mean, like transgender and even gay and lesbian rights. That's why we're able to see the differences between those people, because that's how they want to be seen as or identify as. So to
Exactly.
take that away, period, is just like, well, what are we?
Right.
We
Like,
as people, if we're not identifying with one or the other.
let's like, I always like to go to the basics, right? So
Mm.
let's define the word, right? Gender. The most important part of this definition is the beginning of the definition. Either of the two sexes, in parentheses, male or female, especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. So I do understand the aspect that the genitalia is not the only part about a male that makes him a male, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? It's the mindset as well, right? Right? The
Yep.
mindset generally matches the genitalia. I'm like, why am I saying that? He brought that up. Like, I can't even, you know, let's
Yeah,
say
it was weird.
let's say the parts. We're gonna say the parts. Okay.
Yes.
The mindset usually matches the parts. Okay. This is our reality. This is why the baby came into being in the first place, because somebody's mind was in touch with their parts
Right.
and they wanted to, you know what
Be
I'm
with
saying,
somebody else's
to be with
parts and
somebody who
insert some
had
things.
the opposite thing going on, right? So, like,
Yep.
if we take that away, right? If we take away the basic fact of how life even exists, like, and try to
And gets
substitute,
created.
right, and to try to substitute that with choice, we have a big
Mm-hmm.
problem. For somebody who's clearly pro-choice, for you to have something to say about people having a gender reveal party, which is their choice, is just
Right.
stupid. Like,
You
how,
pro-choice, but you took the choice away. Like,
you're taking, yeah, you're taking the choice away from people to say that my son is a male and my daughter is a female. How you gonna take that choice away from me? Like,
right. My child is just, they just become a child
right,
until they decide what they want to be. which biologically did kind of sort of happen already
Look, you don't
until
spade
they decided to identify otherwise. This is like you got to start somewhere.
you don't spade your male dog and you don't neuter a female dog. That's because
Right.
female is like directly related to female parts, which would have to be spaded. Like we
Mm-hmm.
cannot ignore. And the thing is that humans think that this earth is made for them, right? We
Right.
literally think that the earth is made for us because
Mm.
we have the ability to express that feeling, right, in words. But it's clear that it's not for us. It's for us just as much as it is for an earthworm.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So let's not take the beauty of existence and and just erase the very things that make it what it is. This whole
Mm-hmm.
place is about duality. It's about highs and
Right.
lows, hots and colds, sun and moon, left and right, male and female. You know what I'm
Up
saying?
and down.
Up and down. How are we gonna take that away and give choice? I don't have a choice whether there's a ceiling in my house and a floor. And I can't say the floor is the ceiling and the ceiling is the floor. Unless
Got
I
that
want to
right.
redefine those things and they still are what they are, even if I say they not.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm gonna let the mic cool off. Y'all go ahead.
You have to let the mic cool
You
off.
better think about what culture you getting that shit from, bro. Like, being in America, we constantly dealing with a culture class. Um, a lot of things that people don't really take into account, as far as the respect level for gender. Um, that shit comes along with certain cultures. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you see, it's simple as looking at the cosmology of different cultures. A lot of times within the cosmology, there's a lot of codified things that let you know what these people value, things that they use for protection, things that they use to increase their life force and win. So when you look at that, it's like the person in question. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he has a culture that goes back to maybe the exploitation of people. Um, so when you deal with a person who has a perspective where it's okay to exploit somebody or has a narcissistic mind state, is what you was talking about, feeling like the earth is just for us and shit. Um, of course, you feel like you got the right to say that type of stuff. One thing I've always noticed in life, as much as people can get guns and kill people, the things that people say, the things that people write down and record last longer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so no matter how long it takes for somebody to decipher the truth that you left behind, you know what I'm saying, it'll still come out as long as there's people here. I try not to get too caught up in, not recognizing those ley lines of culture and people's perspective that they draw based on the cultural experiences that they have, you know what I'm saying? And us being here in America and having to deal with the culture clash. I mean, just because this motherfucker say that shit still don't affect shit in my hood. But if I had to, put myself in his shoes, I would say the reason why he's saying shit like that is because within his community, there's such a gender fluidity
Mm-hmm.
that he just, does like the just like some black people is getting to the point we learning different things, and we want to throw everything out. You know what I'm saying? Rather than weigh it out and make sure. You know what I'm saying? Because some shit the motherfucker couldn't even cover up. They couldn't even lie about. They didn't have enough time. Didn't care. Didn't value it enough. You know what I'm saying? So they just took the things that they wanted and concentrated on that. Never expecting 2020 would come around where people would have access to information and all the things that you brought up would be fact checked. So So when you look at this guy here, he's saying like, man, look, I got a whole bunch of gay friends. I got a whole bunch of transgender friends because he's obviously in Hollywood. Um, and when you get to that point that you personalize it because of who your friends are and people that you have gotten to know, you have obviously like removed yourself from the topic of conversation. You know what I'm saying? You personalizing it and you trying to get others to identify with the feelings that we would normally have when it if it is a personal situation or if it is singling one person out. But we're strictly talking about the progression, or if it's, you know what I'm saying, something that's in the negative light that's taking us back. You know what I'm saying? Whether what he's saying or even living like that would be, something that's gonna continue the life force that is us. So, like I said, I feel like that's an underline for some other conversation. And if I was to get into that conversation, I feel like they jump the gun when they sit there and say, it's not about the celebration of somebody's gender. Tell you, um, I feel like all kids understand sexuality at the level that they on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever level they on, like, okay, a little girl my daughters come up to me all the time and make sure when they having a conversation with me, they tell me that the little boy did this, or this little boy likes to play with this toy. You know what I'm saying? And those are boy toys. There are certain things that little kids associate with the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? And it has nothing to do with them even getting to the point of talking about, penetration. You know what I'm saying? They just know there's certain sexuality about this person that's different from me, or, you know what I'm saying, that we share if it's two little boys. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, there's always when you trying to value people, it's always necessary to appreciate the things that are really them. So like, if I tell a woman, man, I love your eyelashes, and them not even really have eyelashes, and that's the only thing I compliment her on, then technically I really like her. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not complimenting her on nothing that's really her. Like, I'm not saying I love your spirit. You remember yesterday when we went through some shit, bro? The way that you recovered made me feel like I should have got my shit together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna work on that shit too. Those are things that are really her. You know what I'm saying? Speaking to the heart of her, and as well as like, you and Letitia. Let me get this right.
Letitia.
You and Letitia. I just wasn't looking at the screen. I had to turn my screen on. You and Letitia was just discussing, you feel me? There's certain things that come along with certain genders. Not to mention what makes a gender. Make, like, you know what I'm saying? Make you into that gender. Certain chemical compounds, or, you know what I'm saying, that are being expressed to make a woman a woman. You know what I'm saying? And these different measures of certain chemical compounds is the separation. And based on compounds, guess what? They have precipitations or things that come along with it that make, you know what I'm saying, that come out a certain way that's becoming of a woman. And then it comes out a certain way, it's becoming of a man. And sometimes we alternate. So you can see a woman acting more masculine because of the topic of conversation or the context of what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that she has to be a man all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? And it don't mean that a man have to act like a woman all the time, because once again, that's the issue when it's a confusion. It's like, nigga, what the fuck? Why the fuck are you continuing to do that? Are you mocking me? Like, I would think a female would at some point after seeing a flamboyant dude would be like, bruh, I do not look like that. Like, that is not what the fuck we be doing. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa, for a dude, you'd be like, man, bro, you keep on acting like that, people gonna be looking at me like I'm with that shit too, because, you know what I'm saying, only difference is the way you carry yourself and how I carry myself. I ain't telling everybody to, carry themselves at a sense of uniformity, but recognize again with this Mars retrograde, we at war. You feel me? And what better way to overcome a group of people than to make them at a state where, shoot, you ain't got to worry about no repercussions should you attack them, because they are already, you know what I'm saying, making themselves docile. So That being said, like this is another to me another ploy to do that whole gender fluidity. Um, do the old damn. I'm trying to find the best way to say this. Do the cultural usurp okie doke. Because the people in question that this person comes from is definitely they're definitely known for taking on other people's culture and perverting that shit based on exploiting the true people of that culture who don't know, you know what I'm saying, and who are heavily medicated, and there's plenty of promotion to keep these people distracted from knowing who the fuck they are. And so they sell the little bit of things that they can understand about us back to us. And one thing for certain within our culture, we respected each gender, but it wasn't such a big deal to where it was like, oh, because I'm a man, I get to do this to you, and you can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? It was the thing of respecting each other for our uniqueness. So why not appreciate the differences of you, understand all the differences of you? So, oftentimes in ancient cultures, we would study the woman, you know what I'm saying, as a man, and the woman would study the man. Because that what better way for us to be healers of each other, as well as keep us from being so misunderstanding of one another to the point we just constantly arguing to no end. You know what I'm saying? No progressive end of thing. So that being said, I feel like that shit came from the pits of hell. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
It's
I just
really
want to I want to chime
a
in on one
distracting
thing.
ploy.
Yeah, I
Huh?
want to chime in on one thing you said, and you're right. It is a distraction in one respect, but at the same time, we need to talk about it because we gotta redirect that energy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like,
yeah,
redirect back to our culture. Recognize that shit ain't of our culture. He can feel that way, but nah, we don't feel
Mm-hmm.
that way.
yeah. I
Not
mean,
over here.
yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
No, no, keep going. I'm ad libbing.
Yeah. So my thing is, I want to draw a clear line between sexuality and gender. I mean, everybody knows gay people, right? Gay
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
is
that's a great
not,
point. I
yeah,
mean,
that's not the same thing as identifying as a different sex, right?
right.
We all know that. So when we're talking about somebody who's literally saying that a child should choose their gender, we're talking about something beyond um
Mhm.
a cultural thing. I think it's also. I think it goes almost to. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna negate what you said, but this has to be something specifically agenda driven.
Mhm.
People don't think like this. I don't care what culture they come from. They don't think like this. Nobody. The
Shit.
well, obviously they do. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying though, why? To
I'm
dig deeper.
confused because I'm trying to think like them. Because
Like
you know how
it's
you
like
try not to
you
miss
right, bruh.
something.
That's what I'm saying. It's a
Like,
two-parter
bro,
thing.
you right. But I'm saying like it's like a first. Let me walk with you. You know what I'm saying? You go in that direction before you walk off and leave us. Let me walk with you on that. Let's
Go ahead.
further the
Let's do it.
aspect of gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, you got two dudes, right? There's always a masculine and a feminine in that situation. Whether that shit changes from conversation to subject matter, you know what I'm saying? There's always a masculine and a feminine dynamic in relationships, period. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Even when it's two dudes, me and you as brothers, sometimes there's times that I have to be docile to what you talking about because I don't fucking know. You see what I'm saying? And vice versa. So let's
Yin and
just be
yang.
real about that aspect of the things that make the dynamic of a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about that, it's like, okay, if we further that conversation of what gay is and why it's led to this point now that it's been allowed to people allowed to be themselves more, I'm not surprised that people want to actually go through the change because like I said, it's already that masculine and feminine dynamic. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Not to mention the social norms that have already been impressed upon these people, whether or not you was born in 2020, you still got impressions up on your DNA, such as epigenetics
Right. So
of
let me walk with you
the
too though.
the
Let me walk with you
oppression that
too
was
though.
put up on gay people for centuries. You
Right.
feel me? So
Right.
whether you were born in 2020, it's gonna be a part of you that know that shit ain't acceptable by the people around you.
Right. So
Wholeheartedly.
but so everything you said I wholeheartedly agree with, right? With the male in a relationship, right? So like that's true.
Yeah, I was just
But
saying what creates this perversion. You feel
well
me?
yeah, well and
Mm.
then but I'm just saying feminine and masculine are attributes of of any person, you know what I'm saying, regardless of
Right.
gender.
Right.
Right? So sticking specifically to the gender part of this, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not something that can be a choice. We're not talking about the way a person behaves here. We're talking about what a person is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're taking away the uniqueness of that individual. This is their thumbprint on life. When they came into existence, this is what they are. This is literally what they are. And you're telling them that they have a choice to change that. You know what I'm saying? Now you have a choice to change the way you behave. You can go get your thing cut off. You can go get some titties. You can,
And that's gonna
yeah.
cause a chemical
Hold on.
change in you.
So
Yeah,
You
you
can
gotta
be
take some steps.
technically a woman.
you can go get the whole change. But this might be a little dark to people, but I'm finna say it anyway. You can go get all that done, and you can fool everybody on earth, but you still
Mm.
know what's real, no matter what. You
Yes.
can't escape it. So look, listen. I'm gonna
Man,
go.
you gave them too many loopholes, bro. You
Hold
got
on.
too many
I'm finna.
loopholes.
Ain't no
What happened
loophole
to
there.
those?
You
I'm
can't
finna, I'm
escape
finna
it.
show you how you left a loophole. We can
Hold
do.
on. Let me
I'm
finish
gonna
my
play
analogy.
devil's
Let me
advocate.
finish my analogy real quick. So look, then
Mm-hmm.
to take it a step further, right? Let's say, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a little dark, but y'all just ride with me. Let's say your body is exhumed, right? We're talking about the trans person, right? And they need to identify, ain't nothing but a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of meat and some bones left. The DNA is going to say male or female based upon
Mm.
chromosome pairs,
Yes.
period. So at the end of the day, you cannot change that part, right? You can talk about chemical imbalances, and then we can talk about why these imbalances even exist to such a prevalent, you know what I'm saying, unprecedented, you know what I'm saying, amount going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's look at what's going on with people and what's going on with the other life forms in this world, because
Mm.
we cannot ignore the fact that we are not unique to this earth. We are one end of a spectrum. You have highly intelligent and you have completely unintelligent, defenseless, right? We happen to be on this one end of the spectrum and we manipulate that end of the spectrum, right? We shape it. We are the creators. We create, you know what I'm saying, our own realities. So that's what's really going on. Why are we even experiencing such an unprecedented, you know what I'm saying, experience? Yeah. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find, you know what I'm saying, the words to
It
stay on
sounds like
point
you
with it.
saying people imagination being used against
Not even imaginations. We're talking
Man,
about chemical
you.
processes. We're talking about chemical processes. So we have to look at all
literally.
of the things that influence your chemical processes. So the things that you intake, right?
Oh
The
yes.
foods that you eat, the
Mm.
foods that you eat while you're
Medicine.
making the baby, the medicines, right?
God, the
The
vaccines.
shit that you
The
clean your
uh,
toilet with. The shit you clean your toilet with. What is it?
yes.
It's a conspiracy of things.
So it's
It
a
is a.
it's a
They
cluster.
conspired together.
It's a clusterfuck. And the
Oh
thing is
shit.
that some people gonna get cancer off of it. Some people gonna have
Yeah.
chemical imbalances because of it. Some people gonna have
And you
benign
can see
tumors.
that shit in some people chart too though.
So the
Like I
thing
hate to tell
is,
a lot of
True.
people that shit. Like some people ride the fine line. Like people with a lot of fives in their chart, bro. I have to, tell them like, bro, guard your spirit because a lot of times this is a result of somebody's spirit being quenched. If you quench your spirit for so long, you will see the spirit going in reverse. So everything that it should do, it don't. You know what I'm saying? It does the opposite.
right.
So I get what you're saying on that. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying earlier it was kind of like a little loophole, but you cleared that shit up as far as like people having these imbalances. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, shoot, they're gonna tell you it was an imbalance that led to me to even want to do this, like mentally. You know what I mean? Like for somebody, like at one point in time, this was listed as a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? To want to
Mm-hmm.
cut yourself or to want somebody else to cut you. You know what I mean? So it's called self mutilation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at some point you have to question this person's sanity, but it's also we gotta weigh that shit with a grain of salt because that's coming from the standard of we're just this body. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about we're not just this body, like you said earlier, we got the masculine and the feminine within us already. So some people tend to lean more based on all of them conspiracy of things that we know exist out here that's hitting us from all angles to the point it can just be a perfect storm within a person who, you know what I'm saying, wind up going that way.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, as much as it's being promoted, the promotion of it has grown the numbers more so than it's really been.
But
Like
what else? What else has
it's
been
usually
promoted
been
though?
an unnatural occurrence that leads to it. So it's not been as prevalent before now. But with the promotion of anything, you can create a trend.
Yeah,
Got
but
that
we
right.
gotta.
You said
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we gotta think about this too though. Like you said that some people are gonna lean more into that, right? They're just gonna be more prone to the subliminals
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But the same thing
Mm-hmm.
And if
goes
the
with
people they
somebody.
socialize make them feel awkward, they gon' like, cause you know how you get social cues from the people you grew up with. They be like, man, shit, I always knew, bro, it was some kind of way. But realize you said shit to that motherfucker that made him, identify with himself too. Cause some people, it's like half and half. You
Right,
figure it out, and then you take in how other people been treating you
right.
or
So with
perceive you
Yeah, so
Yep.
to,
what I was saying,
identify. So,
yeah, what I was saying is so like how people you were saying about them leaning, being more prone, more susceptible to certain things, but we can say the same
mm-hmm.
thing about a violent person, right? Somebody who's prone to be more violent, and they
Hell
think
yeah,
and they
it
think
is
it's
the same.
okay. There's no difference here. So what I'm saying is we got to look at the root cause of the actions versus being so. It's not.
Right.
It's not a fact. It's not a matter of being accepting or not accepting of it. Because at the end of the day, I do believe that you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to, like, you see these people, they done put a fork in their tongue and tattoo their whole body green. They talking about they a lizard. So you can do whatever you want to do. You can become a lion. Do whatever you want to do to make you happy, but let's not take that away from our existence. This is literally what it is that makes us us. And y'all want to diminish that into something that's a choice. And that is to me is beyond. I mean,
Yeah, it's like it's stripping away from, gosh, what makes humanity human. In
it's
the
what make
beginning, God created man and woman.
but it's what
Okay, great.
yeah, it's
Like
what make
that's in
it's
the beginning. We're gonna take that away from birth? Like they're not even here to
Hey, but you know
say
in
what
that
they want to
first
be.
but
You
it's
know,
what
in that
makes
first creation, he said, in the beginning, God made man and woman. Now, he said, in the beginning, God made them man and woman, meaning like they was both. But really, that's some codified shit. You could basically say that's like the masculine and the feminine principle in your mind. But
Yep,
you feel me? Like that
that's
was the
true.
first creation. You know what I'm saying? That's what they said. And then the second one, they said what you said. You know what I mean? Like a motherfucker made a mistake and was like, nah, I'm gonna do this shit right this time. Hold on.
Right.
Nigga,
No, y'all need to be
clear
separate.
cut, nigga.
yeah, man.
Damn. I just can't with it. I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
So if we take away talking about the genitals, the parts, we should say, what does that leave us with? No parts? Like what are the parts then? If we're not gonna
I
talk about the
mean,
parts.
Oh, I
I
know. I
also
know what
Like
I
feel
was
like,
gonna say. I was gonna say something to Letitia's point. She said something about the beginning, and the thing is that I want to go back to and draw people back into the idea that This place is not specifically for us. It's for us as it is for every other life form. And even flowers have male and female parts.
Got that
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Plants have parts. You know what I'm saying? It's essential for life to keep going. We don't wanna
Mm-hmm.
we don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if somebody wants to, you know, reveal the gender of their child, I mean, who are you to
Why that
and
shit
that
can't be a choice
right, it is a choice, and that's the whole point. And the thing is if that child wants to identify as something when they get older, then that's
of
their
They got
age?
the
choice.
choice to do it
That's
then.
their
Like they got the
choice.
choice when they can actually think for themselves.
And
Exactly.
but that's why I brought up culture too, though, because in certain cultures, bro, you're not considered mature or responsible until you're 40. And speaking specifically of, the continent in which our blood go back to, like, you know what I'm saying? In they ancient cultures, you weren't considered responsible because they knew you was still gonna be making little mistakes, thinking you can cut corners. You know what I'm saying? And keep up in your motherfucking head. So they couldn't put everything on your back and make you the responsible person when they know you gonna do that. So here it is. If you had to wait till you was 40 to make this decision, how many people would do it? None.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
how many people you know at 40 going to get tattoos?
Well,
If they ain't never had none. If
oh,
they never had any
She
that's
said,
true.
tattoos. You
well,
feel
That's
me?
true. That's
Like,
prayers
how
on the
many
way.
40-year-old virgins you know at the club trying to get fucked? It ain't happening.
Nope.
Like, nigga, if she made it that far, she ain't finna fuck. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Let's an angel come down here and work that thing out with her. Like, bro, cut that out. You know what I'm saying? She might just ain't supposed to be the one to, be doing all of that. Cause like everybody has a purpose. Like I just, feel like the only issue I have with like these types of conversation when I'm, speaking on it, I try to keep on the fringe because, bro, I used to be real boisterous about that type of shit. And
yeah.
I realized like certain things, mm, it's almost like
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about with people trying to convert people and shit, right? We be like, man, shit. You looking for motherfuckers that got issues, you know what I'm saying? So you can
Mm-hmm.
so called convert them, you feel me? And the same thing I look at with the gay conversation, it's like, man, if I keep on looking for issues with that shit
You
or
gonna
even
find them.
entertaining that shit, bro, subsequently I become part of that culture because it becomes
Yeah.
part of my world. You feel me?
Yeah.
So as much as I got an opinion about it, a lot of times I try to try
And
to
that's
make sure my subscriptions is right. You feel
yeah.
me? So I don't see certain shit,
Got that
and I don't
right.
even gotta even.
Yeah, and that's
You have
why
to
I
give them
wanted
the
and
energy, and if you don't give it energy, like you're like, okay, I'm cool with what y'all do, and don't think anything else about it.
Yeah, I
Then
right,
mean it's
like,
important for us to
right.
talk about it from our perspective. Don't get me wrong, but it's
yeah,
just like be careful. Like I said earlier about the Mars retrograde, be careful what you give
yeah,
your energy to,
that's true.
or what you allow into your energy. Because when you least expect it, when you're not controlling your brain, even if you got good control over it, or you know what I'm
You,
saying, watch for eye, shit, that shit gonna pop up like a movie on your ass,
you
and
is
it
so
might be
that's
your
so true.
dream. It might be
It's
your
so
dream,
true.
and you ain't good at lucid dreaming. You fuck around had to be gay, and man, listen, all right.
You're gonna be messed up,
Playing now.
messed
But
It'd
up.
that's
be
why
hard in the motherfucker. You
and that's
wake
part
up
of the
after
reason
having a
Mm-hmm.
why
gay dream and you was the
yeah.
gay dude, and then you question yourself like, damn, am I?
That's
Like,
why I
bro,
wanted
I
to
quit
that's why
playing.
I wanted to
Man,
make
you
sure
getting in the
we
Black Mirror
looked
world
at it
right
from
here,
the
episode one.
You seen it,
right.
bro. You seen it happen with the scary movies. You know what I'm saying? You
And
go
the
to sleep
scary
and
movies, you right.
dream the whole fucking movie. Like, god damn, how
That's
did
why
I
It
I
get
wanted
here?
happened.
to that's why I wanted to
Was
make
that
sure
me?
we
Is that
talked about
me? Is
the
that who I
gender
am?
part
I
of
don't
this.
know. You asking too many questions to yourself. You gotta calm down.
That's
Calm
what
down,
that's
calm
why I
down.
wanted to make
Calm
sure
it down.
we address the gender part of this bef- versus the sexuality part of it because
I think the two go hand in hand.
they do go hand in hand innately. But I'm saying
Right.
we're talking about a baby. So what I'm saying, what I'm saying is
Yes.
when we're diminishing the significance of it at that stage in life, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when it becomes a problem. That's why, you
Right.
know, I'm not talking about full grown people that's making choices here. I'm talking about the mindset of a culture, a country, a people in general who think that gender has no importance and that it
Right
you
out
know what I'm
the
saying,
gate.
and
They
that
don't
it
care.
right and that it's not and that it's not to be taken as it. It's one of those things where it is what it is. Then you
Bro,
can
but it
try
show
to do
you
some.
their agenda. For
Well,
you
no,
trying.
It does.
absolutely,
If you
absolutely.
take it off the
That's
table, you ain't, because the thing that you saying right now is basically when you talk about gender, it leads up to a certain sexuality, my nigga. Think about that. If we doing a
mm-hmm.
gender reveal,
No, it
guess what's
doesn't.
at the girl shit? It's a pink shit. Guess if we doing a gender reveal, guess what if it's a boy? It's blue shit. And certain things come with them blue colors. You feel me? Certain things come with that pink. So once again, you leading the person to something. So if they take that shit
They
off
say
the
make it
table,
purple.
that lets you know what their agenda is. They're trying to run a gay agenda with that shit. Because once you take gender off the table, there's nothing to lead up to a person. Because, like, for me, that's why I say sexuality, and even when you're talking about a baby, it's not far removed. It's just levels of what that child's perspective of sexuality is. But
Mm-hmm.
when I look at that child, I know somebody had sex to make that motherfucking baby. Not to say I'm thinking about having
But
sex with
that's
the
not
baby.
what you
You
think
feel me?
about
But
when
I
you see the
know
baby,
what got
though.
that motherfucker got
Yeah,
here.
you
You know
Yep.
what I'm
know
saying?
that.
Like it's like
You
a
know
quick
that.
thought. It
Yeah,
ain't it ain't like I'm like, hold on, how did they have sex to do it? No, it's that quick of a fucking thought. I know what got this child here. You feel me?
Yep.
exactly.
So
Absolutely.
sexuality is a part of that thought
It's
process.
absolutely a
Whether it's a
process.
long thought, it's not a long scene, but it's something I know by
All right.
looking at a child.
Let me fully explain what I was saying. You're right. I'm not against what y'all are saying, but let me just get my whole spiel out here. What I'm saying
Yeah, and I
is
ain't against nothing you saying. I'm mad no.
yeah, what I'm just saying is the reason why I want to stick to the gender part of it, because I'm going, I'm Libra. I'm completely simplex with this. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
the fact that something is what it is. You do not call the ceiling the floor. And I'm coming at it from that perspective. We cannot reduce, diminish that aspect of life. And that's
That's
all
true.
that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That everything that comes
I'm
on.
just saying when I say the ceiling, I'm
Hey, hold on,
still
hold on.
thinking about nigga, it's a roof overhead and why I got a ceiling. That's all I'm saying.
No,
You know what
that's
I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, you going to the wire.
yeah,
I got you.
No,
that's
I mean, but that's the Gemini in me, so y'all gotta give me that. Like, I'm already
I'm
up
with
here
you.
in my head, so by the time niggas
but
get to
that's
thinking
no
about it,
but
I'd have been thinking about it. I'm
right,
like,
right,
nigga,
but that's no
that's a
different. That's valid, but that's the same thing as saying there's a ground beneath the floor. It don't take away the fact that the
yeah,
ceiling is the ceiling
facts.
and the floor
I'm
is the
thinking about
floor.
that.
It don't, but that doesn't take away the fact that you're thinking about it doesn't take away what it is, and that's what I'm saying. They're trying to take away something that is, and you can't do
Yes,
that.
that's true. They're taking
That's
away
why I
level
told you we
zero.
not disagreeing. That's why I told you I'm pointing out. Listen, if they saying take it off the table, I'm saying let's further that conversation or that thought process to why they saying that shit. The agenda is
Mm-hmm.
this.
No,
So
absolutely. We
if
know
we
it's
want
the
to combat
agenda.
the agenda, the solution would be for us to keep gender and sexuality not too far spread apart, but keep the perversion off the table. You see what
Basics,
I'm
and
saying?
that's what I'm
Like
screaming.
you said, when I think about that flow, I better think about what's up under it so I don't be up here jumping like a motherfucking fall through the goddamn flow. Die. You know what I'm saying?
In some
So
Yeah.
situations, the floor is the
it's
ceiling,
like
depending
the
on what
underlying
level you on.
conversation. You feel me?
Or the overlying.
You
I think about it
come
like
on
going
now.
from ground zero to okay, like I think about it like a
I
building. So you got so many
I
stories,
can't help. Look, hey,
and they taking
designed to
away the
no
base.
function.
Hold on,
Designed to no function. That's what they used to tell me.
what you say,
Like shit,
Letitia?
nigga, what you got it's a key. You feel me? Or it's a key holder. You know what I'm saying? It's the lock. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And the right key gonna find that motherfucker. You gonna know. But don't get stimulation confused.
What was
You can be stimulated by anything. You
what was
feel
you
me? I
saying
could look at
about
a piece of furniture that I've convinced myself is important and be stimulated by that shit. You feel me? But
like
it could be
what
synthetic stimulation, like a symbolic victory. You know, just because I set
Yeah.
out to get the shit and I got it, okay. But it has no substance to add to my life, so eventually it's gonna get owed to me.
right, Letitia? What was you
Mm-hmm.
saying about the ground zero thing? I was trying to hear that part.
Right.
Oh, so yeah, it's like almost like the foundation of what makes us able to be, and how y'all are talking about like okay, so he's thinking about Well, above the ceiling is the roof. Well, yeah. So we definitely got to keep female and male a thing because that's kind of our basis, ground zero for what we build off
How we
of when we
got here.
start considering everything.
Right.
Yeah,
Everything.
and that's what I was,
Like,
and
I
that,
don't
and
care if you decide to identify as being a female or not, but I still need to keep the fact that there's genders that exist
Mm-hmm.
in mind in order to be able to say anything beyond that. So,
and we
like what you saying,
right,
like I can go from talking about the ceiling to the roof to the sky to the
right.
chimney, but I still had to have that base of understanding the ceiling is still the ceiling.
Right.
If you're in a building, right, that has multiple stories, right, your ceiling
Mm-hmm.
is somebody else's floor. So I'm saying, let's
Right.
not get caught up in all that other stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
basic is basic. We define
He floated away. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
That was
He
weird.
dropped off or something?
what you
No,
say?
it was like he was talking and then he disappeared.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, might be my connection. I was saying, I said we got to keep it, somewhat basic. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to things like this, and not, you know,
Mm-hmm.
over, it's simplex. It's simple, complex at the same
Yes.
time. But the thing is that the ceiling is the ceiling if it's above your head, but it's below somebody else's feet if they on the third floor. You see what I'm
True.
saying? So
True. The
that
perspective
doesn't make
changes
it.
if we get too far away from the ground,
If,
basically.
yeah,
Like,
well, the perspective changes if you get too far away from the basic definition of what something
yes.
is. Yeah, that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right. So,
And that's the same thing for these people though, like because a lot of these people, like that's why I like to keep it a full conversation. As much as it might seem like a nigga thinking too hard by talking about the root, I'm talking about consequence. That was an example used to say like
Mm-hmm.
there's for every action there's a reaction. Now, if you grow up in a household, you know what I'm saying. Your family, your inner circle is everything to you. That's your government. You feel me? So whatever is going on in that house that's allowed to go on in that house, that's how you think the world should be. Now imagine you grow up in a house and your mama and your daddy is the same gender. You coming in at the end of the conversation. So your normal is not everybody's normal, but you don't know that. Now
Right.
you go out here and meet somebody else who can deal with your normal, you gonna feel like everybody else gotta get with that. And it's the same thing on our side. That's all I'm encouraging my brothers and sisters to see when we talking about it. It's like, bruh, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But it's more to that conversation, and some shit just ain't that simple. Like how people get to that point, just like it ain't as simple how we got to our point. You feel me? It's a lot of passion and intention on why we live the lifestyles that we live, and
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
continue
that's
to
and
do
that's
that,
what I'm
and don't
saying.
stray from it.
And that's what I'm saying. This always is every time we get on the base definition, it always strays to a lifestyle thing. Not saying your gender is not a
Yeah,
lifestyle thing, unless you
shit.
unless you make it. You know what I'm
It is
saying?
a
That's
lifestyle.
true.
I'm finna give you the lifestyle. Here go the lifestyle. Because, like I
Lifestyle.
said, it's just the finishing
Mm-hmm.
of the sentence or the finishing of a thought. It's like me saying, that's a boy. Okay, what come along with boys? What do boys do? That's the next thought. You see what I'm saying?
I
So,
can't even imagine not describing it as a boy and a
Right.
girl.
We
Like, I'm
we have
trying so hard. Like,
ex-
what would
oh
it
no,
be?
that ain't
You
my
know what I mean?
shit. Yeah, I
and
get
Like,
that's the
that.
thing though.
But
We
like,
use
huh?
even
the words to
even making
define
it that
things.
simple
You
would
know.
leave out like, okay, here we go. When you think boys back in the 90s, a boy was a typical alpha male. When you think girl back in the 90s, and this is I'm saying 90s because that's the majority of the era I grew up in. You
Mm.
would think prissy and ultra, kept together. You know what I'm saying? Only to find out females want to do the same thing as dudes, and dudes can't stand doing the same thing as females are interested in doing to an extent. You see what I'm saying? So, and this is not even talking about sex like bro was talking about, not even getting into the sex part, but the things that give them joy. You feel me?
Getting their
So,
nails done.
yeah,
Getting a massage. What
and once
else? You know,
again,
stuff
we
like
meet
that.
these people at the end of the sentence. We don't know what they normal has been before you got in a relationship with this person, whether that
Mm.
was a friendship or a boyfriend and girlfriend wife. You feel me? So all I'm saying is we gotta keep the full thought because you don't know what somebody else's norm is, and just because your norm seems like it should be the
That's so
overall,
true.
The
That's
it's
very
fact
true.
like
The fact
You
that
ain't
we
never got to
have
worry about everybody. You ain't even got to worry about 50% of the people being gay. You don't got to worry about that. You see what I'm
the
saying?
the fact
Because
that
it's
there
so,
is my bad.
that shit is not possible.
Yeah, I was gonna
No, I'm
say the
just
fact
saying
that
the fact that it's
go ahead.
promoted today, it's like when bald eagles was, endangered, or if they still are, they promoted because these motherfuckers is in danger. They don't have to talk about heterosexual relationships no more. Nigga, that shit ain't in danger. We got so many levels to that shit, and it's so, you know what I'm saying, protected that
I don't know if it is or not
But it's
anymore.
under attack
I
though.
say it's protected because you got, other people had to fight for certain, privileges that come along with, having a committed heterosexual relationship. So there
That's
are
why I
certain
think they moved off of
protections
it.
in place for heterosexual people, but now, you know what I'm saying, they had to fight for that. Like, so just think about that. If you born and you have to fight for a right, like just like us, you feel me? Like
To
as
get
black people
married?
now. And I'm
Okay,
just
I'm thinking
saying,
about heterosexual marriage. Like they didn't really
oh
have to
no,
fight
that's
as
what I was
hard.
talking about. I tried to make a comparison. That's exactly what I was talking about. I said
Because
when
I
you
think
think
it
of,
was homosexual that would have to fight more.
they did have to fight. I was saying our marriages are protected. You feel me? So when you think about the fact that our marriages are protected by the government, it's almost like religion. You feel me? At some
And
point, you got to
hold,
step back. I ain't
I
saying
gotta jump
everything
in.
was wrong.
I
You
gotta
feel
jump
me?
in. I gotta jump
What you
in.
say?
I gotta jump in
Jump
real
in.
quick. So the thing about the marriages, real quick, before we get off of that, I definitely want to touch on that because the fact that and man, we getting off the gender thing, but the fact that a homosexual couple wants to fight for that right is kind of beyond me. Like, I get it, but why don't you just go have your thing? Because why do you want to fight for the right to be governed, to have your relationship governed intent? Like, you by default are kind of free of that because of your choice. But now you want to be incorporated into a system that wants to take advantage of your relationship with somebody else. You got to pay money to marry somebody and pay money to get divorced from that person. So, like, when we, you know, I get the reason why people do it today, right? You go down to the court and you do this because you want to be legally recognized because you got tax purposes and things like this that you want to reap benefits from. Da 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 da. Some people, got prenuptial agreements and all of these things, right? But we're getting away again from the reason why you're choosing to marry somebody. Like, and the thing is, and that's why it's so crazy, is because everything we do just draws us further away from the real purpose, right? When you give choice to somebody's gender, which is just a fact. I don't care how many ways you want to slice it. It's a fact of life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was talking about lifestyle, like with getting the nails done and stuff like that, and like experiences, right? If a woman grows up in the Amazon and has no idea what a nail salon is or a beauty shop, that don't make her less of a female. That's her gender. And that's why I'm
True.
saying all this other stuff is obsolete when it comes to gender. I don't care if you grew up in the house with two daddies. You see everybody else got a mama and a daddy. You done seen it. You know that. You know what I'm saying? And if you know
That's my
anything
Mm-hmm.
point of
about
bringing
life,
it up, bro. It's
if you know
about
anything
people's
of,
norm. You
it's
see
not about
every day that
gender. Is
gender
not
don't make a nigga do shit. You feel me? It just so happened to
exactly.
be
That's
what
why
you
I
appear
said
as. But people,
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of this conversation to me is to not diminish it to something that can be a choice because it don't have nothing to do with your choices.
That's so true. It doesn't, because you're right. Because
but
I'm thinking about like, I
That's
mean,
the
females that are
simplicity. That's
masculine
the
just
simplicity of
by
this
the
whole
stomach. They just
thing.
are.
A
I'm
gay
And
saying the
person,
whole
a gay,
conversation
it
a,
happens.
started.
yeah, a
The
gay
whole
man,
conversation started from a choice, though.
a,
He's talking about the choice of having a gender reveal. So it is a choice of what you decide to do. You feel me? With that choice, you
Right.
feel me? Like you got a choice whether or not you want to talk about gender all the fucking time. But honestly speaking, if you talk about gender all the time or make everything gender specific, guess what? The thing that I'm learning from, like, not to say that I'm, bruh, promoting that shit at all. You know I'm not with that shit. But I'm learning some shit from what life is allowing to happen. it's a lot of things that we do as heterosexual people that we might just need to
That's
step
why
back and be
it's
like,
that's why
is
this
that
is
shit necessary
that's
for
why
real?
this is so look, let me go back to the duality of things, right? If we want to say that there's good and bad, we're gonna have straight and gay. I'm not
Right.
Mhm.
debating that. That's not the point here. There are people who are gonna push the envelope, right? But when
Yeah.
Period.
the things that you need teeth to chew your food. You don't. You can use your gums, but you get the point. Like, you know what I'm saying. You need a throat to swallow. You know what I'm saying. You
This
can't
is true.
change that. So, you know what I'm saying. You need a booty hole if you want to let that food back out. Like, you know what I'm saying.
This is true.
You.
You can't
This is what
change
I'm
that. Like
saying.
you should
So
not be changing that.
you should
I'm
not.
just
You
saying.
know what I'm saying. You want a colostomy bag? No, you want to go to the bathroom. So I'm just
Hmm.
saying, let's not take away the simplicity of what existence is. It's not about a person being able to choose. It's about a fact of life. Whether you a flower, a beetle, well, earthworms are hermaphrodites, but they still have both parts, male and female parts. You know what I'm saying? You a giraffe, a lion,
Are you a starfish?
a starfish, you know what I'm saying, a seahorse. I don't like whatever you are, there is a duality there that exists that's called gender. Now, what you want to
Hmm.
do, the seahorse carries the babies. The male seahorse carries the babies.
The male seahorse
The
carries the
male
babies.
seahorse
Exactly.
carries the babies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying we're not this the choices and the things that come after that don't define the gender of a person. You can
Hmm.
do like I said, to go back to that dark place. I pull you up out the ground and I take a DNA sample. It's gonna tell me one thing and one thing only. It's not gonna tell me what you chose later on in life. And that's the simplicity of all of this. You know what I'm saying? What Trevor said was the person needs to
It could possibly though. It
just
could definitely possibly show what you chose later on in life. I don't see how hormones, what
hormones is
else
not
is
hormones.
necessary for a motherfucking gender to change? Uh, like it's
I
certain
mean,
things
really,
that is not gonna be components in your body no more after a certain amount of time if you having a gender change.
Hormones are not
Just be real.
chromosomes. Hormones are not chromosomes. You need
No,
to.
bro, I'm
this
not
is
talking.
true.
I'm talking about your blood. So you telling me when a
Ain't
nigga
talking
take
about
your
blood.
blood, they see all of your chromosomes? Is that what you telling me about?
Yeah,
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 absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
It's the
for
fabric of
sure.
what you are. It's in every single piece of you.
Okay, so
In
That's
once
your
why your
again,
DNA
bro,
got
toenails.
ripped.
you
In your
dying,
toenails. In your
you
toenails.
dying though, bro. What they got to do with how you choose to live your life?
It's not about the dying part. I'm talking about the basic aspect of what you are. It's not about the death part. If I said it's a little dark look at everything, but what I'm saying is if I don't have nothing else to identify you but a little piece of meat on your bones, then it's gonna tell me a gender. Period.
Yeah,
Because you're gonna
like
either have
literally, they
two
can have a
X
gender change.
chromosomes,
Anybody can have a gender change right now, and if they had their blood drawn for some kind of test, you can
Uh,
run a test to show if they're female or male. Like
basic.
that's hands
I
down.
definitely get that point now. But like I was telling y'all, like what? Okay, again, every time we talk about this point of the conversation, I always go back to the heterosexual perspective. But at some point, we keep going back to their choices and shit. So once we get to talking about their choices, I got to put myself in their shoes and say, guess what, bro? It really don't fucking matter. Like, it's something that led to somebody thinking that's what they want to
Yeah,
do.
that's what we're saying. Yeah, I
And
agree.
Yeah, that's what
when
I'm
you think
saying.
about levels of manhood and womanhood, the spectrum is so fucking broad to the point, like you
It's
said, there's always gonna be some gay people and there's always gonna
right.
be some straight people. But
Exactly.
the thing is to like it's like somebody if somebody walked in on your conversation and they was one side of the spectrum, based on what side of the spectrum they is, they gonna feel a way about you speaking about their choice. And I would feel a way about if I walk in the room and a whole bunch of gay dudes like, man, bro, them dudes ain't got no right to be getting no pussy, da 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 da. And I'm like, man, hold up, my nigga. Like,
Yeah, I think
you
that's why
do
we
what
don't
you
really
do, I'ma
think about it
do
like
what
that.
I do, but wash my shoes. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I get what y'all breaking down. Like, okay, y'all gonna have certain issues later on as a consequence of the things that you're doing. So
No,
don't
not
sit
really
over
though.
Nah,
here and
yeah,
get
it ain't even
yeah,
about
it
all that.
is.
It
It's
ain't,
some
but it's
No,
emergency
but we
I mean
rooms
like
in the future. It's some emergency rooms in
That
your
I mean,
future
they
if you
might
that
think you
not.
can keep
right.
on at a certain lifestyle, because that comes with sexuality.
That's true, but what that doesn't take away from the point that this is not something that is a choice. Right? We're talking
Yes,
about
genetics. Like their genetics
the
can't change. They can
choices.
change their physical appearance. They can change their hormonal
Right.
Yeah, the
hormones.
choices.
They
Y'all
can
won on
change their
that chromosome
spirit
shit,
around it.
but I'm talking about the
Yeah,
uniqueness of a person's spirit that
Spirit
lead
is
to
not
them to
gender.
even thinking about that shit.
Spirit is not
yeah, but
gender.
it doesn't change their genetics. Like that is
Basics.
Nah, hell
flat
nah.
out
It don't
gonna
change
stay the
their
same.
genetics at all.
Male,
It
Let's
don't
female.
change their genetics,
let's think about
but
let's think
our
about the root
chemical
word,
balance
right?
is another realm or another existence of who we are.
Let's think.
So we
Yeah.
cannot write off hormones either, though.
Let's
Oh
think
yeah,
You
no.
about,
know what I'm
but
saying?
we
Like,
gotta take in consideration the root word, right? Genesis, to generate the gender. The first
right.
thing that makes you you is your gender, is the parent of those chromosomes. So you
So
cannot
that would be
escape
the
that.
intro to the story.
Absolutely. Before you even got a
But
good
what you choose to
heartbeat
do in the
going, you
middle is what?
before you even got a good heartbeat going, you a male or you a female.
Yep,
Period.
hands down.
Okay,
That's
but
what's writing you out
again,
right there.
that's the intro to the story. No, just like you know about a book or a movie,
We're gonna
there's a
start talking about
body in the middle.
choices.
Yeah,
There's a
but that's where
body in the
Trevor's
middle.
quote is like, "Well, dude, you're telling us not to celebrate. You're telling somebody who hasn't even seen life yet to not be celebrated as what they
What they
were
are.
created in
But
the
I
womb
would tell him the
as."
same thing that I'm saying right now. It's like, my nigga, you limit that for how you choose to live your life. Don't ever let me see you with a gender reveal because that's how you feel. So live
Exactly.
that life. That's
Basics.
where lifestyle come into play. Because
Basics.
my lifestyle, I don't gotta push on nobody else. I live it. That's what a
There
lifestyle
you
is.
go.
So that's
Yeah.
why I kept on bringing up these certain words. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, that's lifestyle shit. I'm going to the end of the conversation like, hold on, bro. This is what that's gonna lead to if you
Right.
allow that to persist. If you take
Yeah.
gender off the table, instead of you getting to a point of people, going through certain traumatic experiences or having a collective or conspiracy of things that led to this abnormal behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have people that's doing it just strictly on trendy or societal norms.
Yeah. I
You
think
Yes.
my
see what I'm
problem is that
saying?
he said it. He's saying it on his platform to
Right. The fact he got a
influence so
platform
many people to
and using
question,
it
to
like that.
see it. Yeah. Like you can live that way. You
Right.
can live that way, Trevor. You can think that
Hold
Right.
on.
gender
Live
reveal
your
is stupid.
lifestyle.
I
All
don't
right,
care.
y'all
But don't
ready?
enforce
Y'all
that
ready?
shit on nobody else
Hold
by
Right.
on. Y'all
using
ready?
your influence as a luminary celebrity.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold
Like,
on. Y'all ready for
quit
this
playing.
though? Y'all ready for this?
Oh, yeah. Look,
Okay.
what's the risk?
What
So
you
this
finna do?
no, I got you. So the last part of his thing was, right? Um Now I don't know if
Yeah.
he meant it as a joke or what. I'm pretty sure he
Man,
meant it as a
I
joke.
hope he
But
did.
the part where he said what we should be worried about is race reveal parties. What the hell does that mean? Please help me out with this.
I
What the
know what
hell?
it mean.
What does he mean? Please help me.
Same shit I just was talking about. Culture clash. You feel me? Bro, America is the melting
Trash.
pot for a reason, right? Like, everybody in this bitch mix. Let's be real about that shit. Whether
Mhm.
you super mix with African countries in you, or you super mix with, man, derivatives. I'm just gonna put it like that. But be that as it may, there's a mixture that has taken place all over the world over this time that humans have been on this plane. So when you think about that, it's like, man, he basically just saying, man, all this racist shit is bullshit. Because if we really just did a race reveal, man, that should be out the motherfucking window. Because everybody's so motherfucking mixed. Who are you? All that black shit going out the window. You mix with what? You call yourself that? You feel me? Like, and then that's gonna reset the structure of how things is in America because race ain't necessarily based on your your nativity. It's based on your status in this country. You feel me? Black and white is like two sectors in this country. You know what I'm saying? But we get caught up in that shit and we see black and white as the actual people.
Like shit, cause I'm black in this system, you know, that's really what the fuck I am. Like, nah, that's some political shit. So let's not have that conversation when we're talking about who we are as a people.
Oh, that's what I'm
That's what
talking
I'm like.
about.
Why do we have to have a race reveal to know that though? We already know this. We
Basics.
already know
And
that.
I guess he's saying the ways of America, it acts naive to that because we still have these racial lines here. And it's really how the country is ran. Like if we don't tell the truth that it has to be somebody on the bottom in order for it to be a top, then for you to have black people at the bottom, the country is ran off of keeping these people poor so you can give all these people all the money up top. So with
Well,
that being said, it's not because they earned it or they were so good at what they do. It's just because in order for them to have, you gotta have the have nots.
but it's not just black people at the bottom.
Not no more. All cool,
That's where I
but
think it's
when you
stupid to
mix that
have
shit
the
in with my when you
race
mix that in with
reveal.
my black water, you just get a lighter black. You don't get a change in color.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so what's to reveal? Like, it's more of a class thing when I think about
Yep,
uh
true.
Haves
True.
and have nots for sure.
where people are on the social ladder or the financial of America's wealth ladder.
But hold
It's
on.
still a class thing on how they're gonna get
Before you
treated.
go down too far, I don't want you to be sounding like old Candace now. Before you go
Well,
too far, how did we get
it's
in this position to where majority of black people is in a lower class because we leaving a lot of
that's
food
because
off
the
the
world
table.
doesn't like black people. That's a gene thing for real. That's not just an
So
American thing.
the mistreatment of black people, and then the redisbursement of our resources without giving us any is the reason why we classified at the bottom. So
But we're not
nobody
the
would
only ones
have
at the
shit if we
bottom
had
though.
our
That's
shit.
where I'm like, because I mean,
I
there's
mean,
people
but that's
poorer than
that's a
me right now. Is
family
what I'm trying to
issue.
say.
I'm not gonna tell you if you don't fuck with your sister, you know, I'm not gonna get in your business about that because y'all got y'all personal issues. So if white people want to put or the dominant party want to put their family members at the bottom, few that do come down at the bottom, because even though they're at the bottom, there's still this class that you're talking about in America that even poor white trash is treated better, whether you're talking about credit, whether you're talking about opportunities in general. So
That's what I'm saying. I
even
don't really know if they are or
the
not because
trailer
I
park
don't
dude got
see
more
it.
opportunities to pull themselves up than you.
I think what we gotta look at is the thing going on.
So he
I
at the
mean, you
bottom
got
probably by choice. You at the bottom by force.
yeah. I mean, you got people who's willing to walk across the whole Mexico to get here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You got
Cause it's
people
good
well,
game.
I
in
heard
Cause
the
we
about that
run
being
good
a
game over
conspiracy.
here,
well, no,
and they
no, no, no,
use
no, no.
us to
I'm
they
not talking
use
about
us
that
to run
whole.
the game. Cause black people
Hold on,
happy no
I'm not
matter
talking
what
about that.
circumstance we in. We'll make a movie or a video, and they'll show that shit to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rest of the world and be like, shit. If black people can make it, and we know how bad they treat them, shit. If I can make it to America, I could be somebody. But we know that shit is a dream.
It is,
And when
but
you
it ain't
wake
at the
up,
same time. You do
But
have
their mindset's different too.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about like these folks literally do come from places where, you know what I'm saying, you think you got to be in the gang here? No, you got to be in the gang there. Like you got to be part of the cartel. You either the cartel or you subject to all they shit that like they live in that type of life.
but a
And what I'm saying is
But you know, a
when I
gang
s-
is a
when I s-
substitute for family, though, bruh.
right, true
That
enough. So
mean
I ain't trying to get
you
hold
need to
on.
recognize
Hold
that
on, hold
what
on,
you
hold on,
do need
hold
to
on.
be for the whole.
I
So what
got
you
you.
talk about here in America as far
I
as success
I
is
got you.
only individual
I got
success.
you. I'm trying to go a little deeper than that though. Let me stay on my point.
Go
So
ahead.
what I'm saying
Go
is
ahead.
that look, I should have mentioned the gang thing. Let's go to Iraq where these kids are fighting wars, smoking cigars when they're 12 years old. Let's get off the gang thing because that wasn't the point. The point is that classism is what the main issue is. These people look alike, right? In this Middle East in these Middle Eastern countries, but they treat each other different based upon you know what I'm saying classism, right? And classism is not you know what I'm saying is not
It's
Societal
not just
norms.
race.
it's not
That's what
just
I think.
race. Yeah,
That's
it's
why I called it separate. They're two different
yeah.
things
I mean,
for me.
and there's things that can define your classism. It could be even religion that's gonna define what
Yeah.
class you're gonna be in. So I'm saying, at the end of the day, everybody, got a representative at the UN, and these motherfuckers are the United Nations. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
nations are the united ones, and we're the ones who are not united. We the ones that go kill each other and fight the
Yep.
wars and do all the dirty work, while they play puppet master and they don't give a damn about what color they are.
Mm-mm. Sure don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Who all got a representative at the United Nations? Because I
Every
don't.
The nations,
every
like
nation, every
every
nation.
nation,
That's what I'm
has a
saying.
representative. They're elite people,
But if
puppets,
you at the
whatnot.
bottom when y'all talking about class, you not represented when they
Exactly.
talking
No, that's
That's
what
the
we're
about
whole
this
saying.
point.
nation.
That's the whole point. That's what
Everybody that's not in they clique is at the bottom.
But
basics.
Now, if
recognize
we want to give levels to the
again, like I
bottom,
keep telling y'all, the handicap that's on the table. As much as I get what y'all saying, like, bruh, if I'm for people, and I see a whole bunch of black people there because that's the majority of my neighborhood because how society set it up, the dominant. I'm gonna feed the little white kid if he woke up. Don't get me wrong.
That's
But my
you being
perspective
human
and
and
my
having those.
identity
Yeah.
based on the country that I come from and knowing my situation, I gotta first deal with where I stand in that. And
But
it's
you,
not because just status. That status came later
no, that makes
after
sense for that.
but
yeah,
you
that
can't.
status
But
came later after a catastrophe of hundreds of years that
Yeah,
led to give them a status to even start developing giving other people statuses. So when you take that into account, we got a unique situation. Then you talking about pulling yourself up the ladder of the American economy.
yeah,
It's not
that's what I'm
going.
saying. It
It's
doesn't
not going to
exist
happen on
for
the
them though,
general.
because they don't want us to
Like
check this out.
climb the ladder. They don't
Check
want
this.
none of
yeah,
us little
like even if
people.
you get a
Check.
billion in a day, Queen, and you got a pure heart, and you decide, man, I'm finna reach back and get all these niggas, they gonna make sure it's gonna be a
Mm-mm.
situation to where you
They would have
can't
killed
do
my
it.
ass.
You
They would have
feel
killed
me?
me. Like
Whatever
it
the
wouldn't
situation,
happen.
you feel me? They gonna stop that shit. Whether they
Yeah,
scare the fuck out of you by killing your family, something gonna happen to put an end to that. So when you
yeah.
recognize that's the circumstance of us, not the circumstance of other people based on their religion, and at the end of the day, if it is, I, as a subject of this country, I don't even got the right to identify as what the hell I want to call myself. I don't even got that right. So
Yes, you
guess
do.
what else I don't got the right to do? I don't got the right to look to the left of me or the right of me to be worrying about another group of people when I'm already classified with this.
I completely
I
No, that's what
disagree.
I'm
I
saying.
get it.
I
I get
completely
everybody
disagree.
being in jail. I don't, but it's certain people I don't be seeing in jail too. But don't nobody be talking about that
Yo,
shit.
No,
check this.
that's what the system is. That's what the I call it the United Nations system. Who's
No, I'm
not
talking about
all
there's
white,
certain
by the way.
ethnic groups you don't see in jail. Like I can't tell you how many times I done seen an Asian person in jail. I ain't saying it ain't happened because everybody done seen albino cockroach or something. Everybody, if you say ain't no albino cockroach, somebody seen it. You know what I mean? Somebody
Well,
seen
yeah,
it.
But that's what they
So,
they
want you to do.
targeted our race
and
for a
that's how I
reason. But
feel
I'm
when
saying
people
this because
say
they know
white
what to
people at the
get
bottom
us
too,
for.
though. Like that's like the
Right.
albino cockroach. It rarely happens, but they bottom and your bottom ain't the same shit.
Check this. They look. Check this out right here. You sitting on your porch, right? The bee
Mm-hmm.
come out from behind the siding, and that motherfucker sting you. You're like, God damn. So then look, another one, you kill it. Another one come out, right? So now you sitting there, you waiting for bees to come out. You can keep sitting there and handling every little problem as it come, or you can
Mm-hmm.
pull that siding back and get the whole damn hive. And that's what I'm saying. We need to stop worrying about the small
That's where
problem.
I'm at.
We need to realize that there's a bigger thing going on, and we need to attack that. I understand that you got some immediate shit going on, but let's talk about the big shit too, and let's start working on a plan B. It's not even a plan B; it's another plan A. Really, it's like we need to deal with what's going on here, but we need to express the fact we can't not express the fact that it's a global conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? It's a global, you know what I'm saying, oppression. It's not just us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
We
them
live it.
concentration
We
camps on the Uyghurs, I think is what you call it, in China going on.
yeah.
I said, excuse me? I just learned about it like 3 days ago.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Dog, I said, hold up. So you mean to tell me there's some people that's in a concentration camp while this is where I came in with the classism thing. Theirs is based off religion, mine's based off color. They've locked these Muslim people up in China and they are literally torturing, killing them, having them make NBA jerseys or something. I read an article on one day, like for $1 a day or something, and I'm living in my
Yes.
house in peace.
Look,
Like, I
Listen,
ain't got
y'all.
we got we live in a nation where people don't like you because of your color, right? They don't like you because of the color of your skin, because of your culture and etc. Right? They'll even go as far as to sabotage your business and your affairs, right? And then you got people who live in concentration camps who can't do a goddamn thing. I'll take the haters any day.
same,
I'll
same
take the
compared to that.
haters any
Because
day
when
because
I
I can
saw that
still
shit,
make
I was like,
moves.
this is.
I can still
I
make
mean, I
moves.
can't complain about my color being something that holds me back right now when I know that somebody's
Basics.
belief, you can't even see their belief, is
Man,
holding
listen, y'all.
You
Y'all
can't
be
even
careful
see
with
they
that. You know what
beliefs.
I'm saying? Because right now it's like I
Look at the
hear
freedom we
y'all.
have to have this conversation. Some people don't even have a damn phone, laptop, computer to even have a consciousness altering conversation. They can't even have conversations.
Yeah, I mean, this
They
took me a while to get here. I ain't gonna lie. This was
they
just 2 months ago. I was
yeah,
not thinking
Y'all
like,
look y'all are great hearted people. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are very what's the word? Apathetical. You know what I'm
empathetic,
saying?
empathetic.
But or apathetic. Thank you, man. But at some point, when you realize you're in a bunker and bombs is dropping, you recognize you got to take care of you, and you are part of a body.
And you can
It,
and you can get away from where the bombs is dropping too. Cause
right,
right,
because I
right.
how
see that
strong
there's
is your
some bigger
But
bunker?
bombs
How
coming
strong
over
is your
but
bunker?
the group if I'm not
you are
letting my
part of
circle.
a body though, and what I'm saying by you being part of a body, I'm talking about you're a greater whole. But just look at it as your body though.
So
Certain
this
people play the arms, certain people play the torso, certain people just the
so
neck and
let
the
me say
throat, the
this.
voice, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
shit come up out of. But at the end of the day, recognize that this what was given to you before you was even like you didn't know nothing about this shit. We still figuring it out.
So
But
what we supposed to
at
not do
the end,
nothing about it?
hmm?
We supposed to not do nothing about it and just deal with the local problem?
No. I'm not saying that. If you
Okay.
in the motherfucking bunker, deal with the bomb situation. Don't be worrying about motherfucking. Hey, when I get out, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. I'm gonna be in Hawaii after this situation. No, you worry about getting your motherfucking ass out this
What's the bunker?
situation.
What is
The
her situation?
bunker. We talking about concentration camps when we ain't never left this concentration camp. And the
Well,
concentration that we got is they feed us so much shit to keep us concentrated on what they want us worrying about. And what I mean by worrying, the powers that be, the people that benefit most off of you continuously spinning your wheels to do something that people have done before you, and worrying about people who don't worry about your motherfucking ass.
I
Like
tell you what,
certain groups,
if
I
you
don't
get
certain
think
a
I
groups of
did
people.
that.
if you get a
Not
trillion dollars,
listen.
if you get a
If y'all
trillion,
don't do this, this is not for y'all. We
okay,
got
good.
people gonna be listening, but it was
Okay.
certain things that was mentioned, like black people. We always worrying about everybody but black people. We the first motherfuckers in their wars. We the first people in their churches telling them, their divinity is the right shit. We the first, and we do it better than everybody. We go harder at the shit than everybody. But when it comes to us, we always looking to the left and the right. And I feel like real talk, if black people rise up, I think everybody rises with us. But the fact that we don't focus on us enough to bring in the next golden age or to bring in the next solution for humanity to take the next step forward is only because we distracted, putting
Bro,
all our feelings into everybody else instead of being gods, creating,
and all I'm
doing what
saying is,
we do. But
all
we
I'm
got to
saying is
create
we've been trying
solutions
to,
for our situation.
yeah, but
Because
that's
all the inventions that been made been based on the shit that we going through, and we like shit. It'll be easier if I had this. Let me come up with this, and then the next motherfucker see it and take it and monetize it. So at the end of the day, we gotta recognize, focus in, create a concentration pocket. You know what I'm saying? And reverse engineer the shit that we in first, and then we can help others through the solutions and the examples that we set. But if everybody sitting there watching God be tied up, these niggas acting hopeless. That's why they keep on doing fuck shit to us, wondering one day when is God gonna wake up? When the fuck y'all gonna come up out this shit and focus on being God and the things that are of God, which mean focusing on the other gods, not
my
the
thing
people that
is,
are doing shit that you couldn't find in your vessel to do. Like, okay, we coming in at the end of the sentence with this Muslim stuff because you knowing the history of Muslims, like, bruh, I feel bad for the people that was born in that bloodline, but not too bad. Because it's shit that I'm born into that I suffer from. And don't nobody feel bad for that shit because it wouldn't serve them no moments of giving a fuck. Because they
My
got their
I
thing
own
feel
is
bad
shit.
this.
because I would not want them to think that about me just because I'm black. That's what I'm saying. It's a
Man, that's the
human
beauty of
humanity
a
issue for
God.
me.
And that's the beauty of you having a God-like quality. Is that's that gracefulness about you, but you gotta find a balance in it because you being God, you still gotta be that in order for other people to rise up. And if
I
you
know, but our
constantly
people
worrying
don't even
about,
realize what they're thinking is just so consciously on ourselves so
but
much
listen though, if you
that we
constantly worrying
can't
about
see
other
how bad
people,
it
you
could
become
be
a,
if we
I don't mean,
didn't get together with other people.
my
That's
bad.
what my problem is.
My
Because
thing
No, I
is
get
this.
that, but when
My
you
thing is
constantly
this.
worrying about your creations, you become a perfectionist. And once you
no, it's
become
not
a,
worrying about it. It's I took a God consciousness of seeing us all as being human. It's like we're all spirits. If I
oh
take all
Lord, we
color
gotta have a
away,
great conversation. Yeah, we all
then it's
spirits,
like
but
I can't
what's
see any
deeper than the
color.
spirit?
Yo, check this out, both of y'all, real quick. If we playing spades and you put
A
down,
dog got it.
we playing spades, right? And I throw down
Mm-hmm.
the ace of spades, right? And then you come out your hand and you throw an ace of spades. I'm like, hold on, where the hell you get another ace of spades from? Okay, this deal, right? We gonna get a new deck of cards. And then you do that shit again, I ain't playing with you no more. And I'm gonna tell everybody to
Right.
stop playing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play with him. He cheat. He always got an extra deck
It's
of
only one
cards.
ace in the motherfucking
Right.
deck, bro.
There's only one ace of spades. But you keep on coming. You got extra jokers and everything. This is what our government is. And I can tell
That's what
I can
right.
tell folks this until kingdom come. And it's up to them to listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm only gonna say it so many times. That's where I'm coming from. At some point, you got to get your own shit together. You got to get up from the goddamn table and stop playing spades, cause this nigga cheating.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? Now, when you get to the when you real have that realization, and then you realize, hold on, everybody, this nigga know do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Then we talking about like other entities in the world, right? Other governments. Everybody he know, his whole family got an extra deck of cards in their pocket every time they go play spades. Then you
Mm-hmm.
know that you got to stop playing with everybody. We can't ignore that fact. Just because such and such, you know what I'm saying, was the one that was doing it to you, we got to
Mm-hmm.
realize that everybody getting cheated. And I'm telling everybody, stop playing. There's nothing I can do outside of my voice. I'm going to speak out on it. I'm not flying over to Iraq to help them fight these wars. That's not what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying here. I'm saying we can't ignore the fact that we all being cheated. That's all I'm saying. Only thing I can do is deal with going on right here with my people. So that's neither here nor there. That's absolutely what the goal is. But there is a bigger picture, and we definitely got to speak out about it. That's just that. And it's not specific to black people. Here it is.
Here it is. Yes.
Where it ain't.
In
I don't know.
places
That's
where
what I'm
black
saying. We
people
can't
don't even
like I can
live.
go and
In
look at it for
places,
the
in
bigger picture. Like I
yeah,
look at the issue with the
I'm just saying, let's
Muslims or
do
whatever, but
let's
I don't
do
know.
hypothetically. Like pick a place in your mind that you think niggas
Iraq.
ain't.
Iraq,
Where?
Iraq. I ain't saying that ain't
Man,
no
bro,
black
we
folk
went to
there.
school with them people. You think they treated us the way they do because they ain't never seen black people?
No, it ain't about that. I'm saying who's being systematically oppressed over there.
Yeah, because I think it's different in every
Bruh.
country. It's not that.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Because what y'all saying is the same thing that I'm saying about over here. Okay, look, when we
Yeah.
go to jail, that's a part of us being put right back into slavery from my old oppression, right? So just like we go through that shit over here, and I will bet my life on it, bruh. In every country where they found us at, we going through the same shit. We kept at the bottom because we the people that they found there, and in order to usurp us and keep us there, you gotta create such a status situation to where these people think they part of it, but they not even in the game, like you was talking about with the spades. Cause this nigga got a whole nother deck. So once you realize that, you like, man, I'm not playing this game of feeling sorry for other versions of you. When I know I'm there too, doing the motherfucking Nazi shit, it was black people they killed off first. But the only people they talk about is the Ashkenazi Jews. So when I know that history, It's like I gotta use the formula that I use on you every time. Like you said with the space shit. When I recognize that you only put up your people, your brothers, your cousins that you secretly taking care of, but you want me to help you fund that shit. I ain't falling for that game either.
Yeah.
So at that point, I begin to worry about my household, like y'all talking about. Like I'm worried about my household, but my household consists of the households that look like mine. You feel me? So when I do run across brothers and sisters that's like minded, like the ones that's on this platform with me, I build and I share that information like y'all sharing with me. But I'm just like, bruh, it's certain energies that's like, my nigga, don't even waste your time because they gonna be that and you gonna be you. But what's gonna be better suited for us is knowing that and being balanced enough to be like, this what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? This what we gonna do. I know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? And should any of them want to change their ways, the way they gonna change is because we doing what we do. Not because we concerned, because the moment that we take our concerns off what's more conducive to what we doing, then guess what?
And I don't think that's what's happened. I
You
don't think
being
the
a
concern
no,
is
no, no,
being
no,
taken off
no, not
of.
in this circle. Not in this circle, but I've been a part of conversations myself where it's been a judgment party. It's been a hypothetical conversation where it's like I'm not really trying to understand the other side. You know what I'm saying? But I'm using it as a catalyst for conversation. Like I said, if I walk in the room and it's the opposite spectrum, I'm still gonna bring from all these talking points to make sure I'm in the right room and I'm having a conversation with the right people. Because I can have this conversation with a room full of gay dudes. I'm not motherfucking I'm not homophobic. I'm not scared of my own kind. You feel me? My own gender. You feel me? I'm not scared of that. But at the end of the day, I know a lot of people are scared to confront what they think they stand on. But a lot of times you see things that are allowed in the universe, so you can see certain things about you that might not be necessary either. And I feel like the alpha male complex is definitely out the window. Like you said with the prissy shit, you know, that's been out the window because there's been Amazon women. There's been women that have got down and been ride or dies, which means she with the shit that her nigga with. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever she, you know, she dealing with her family. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm just saying like that's not necessarily our family, bro. People that choose to live certain lifestyles, I get what y'all saying. When you take it on a personal level, you got certain people in your family, but on some real shit, like it's people in my family based on their lifestyle and my lifestyle. We really don't talk that much. Yeah, by blood, when you get into the chromosome, the spirit of things, yeah, we the same people. You feel me? But when we get into the mission of why I'm here, my purpose is that I need to get in tune with every day, every second, every moment. They ain't got shit to do with me. They ain't got nothing to do with what I got going on. And I don't blame them. You feel me? So you look up and recognize you ain't talked to these people in a long time. But you don't, it ain't like you don't love them. But I'm just saying there's certain things with other people's cultures that if we're not careful, that shit way down on ours. And we don't even recognize we're not being ourselves. And we're entertaining things that we don't even got to entertain because we got a culture. We got more shit in our culture to be working on it further than to be worrying about the things that we know. Like, bruh, that shit ain't conducive to life going forward.
I'm gonna say this right here. I got time to worry about other people. I have enough time. I have enough time to show empathy and to speak out
And that's
about
good
the
because somebody got to have the intelligence.
yeah,
No,
and
You know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
that way
Like,
too. Because I'm like,
somebody got to be the
I gotta
CIA.
both.
Yeah, somebody got to be the CIA. You know, but that's still playing a part of the whole. We got to tackle this shit from all angles. But as long as our energies is going back to the whole that is what we identify as in this vessel, now when we get to the spirit, yeah, it's no body. It's no motherfucking body. So when we talking about the spirit of things, yeah, I see everybody being hurt. So my spirit does have empathy for that. But when I recognize the circumstances that I'm in this existence. And if I want to further this existence, I can only further from what I got.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
only
mean, me personally, I feel like I have to understand how to be empathetic in my body and with
right.
my voice to other people because if I don't do that, this is where I feel my purpose is. Then I can't talk to the people who wouldn't have been able to hear where Black people have been struggling for decades. Because I know some of my other friends that can't do it. Like I can't talk to my Italian friends about the struggles that Black people have gone through, if I can't empathize with the struggles that they've gone through, and so if I can't like connect with them on that level, then I feel like I can't make any progress in my purpose of being like, yo, you know what? I need y'all to understand how bad it is over here. Because I've been
But
explaining some stuff to them in the past weeks, and this is just across the board, like white people, Asian people, where they completely go, I didn't know that Black people were thinking like that. I didn't know that's like what y'all were raised like or thought like. And I'm like, dang, I thought this was common knowledge. But clearly, I'm glad God positioned me like this so I could have this conversation because I need more people to understand how they can help us too.
Basics.
Because it can't
That
just be us making the rules and changing things. It's like you said, we're oppressed. Like they ain't gonna let us do that
what
much. So if I can get them to understand, then thank God.
that's the thing. And if you can be on somebody else's side, then you know what I'm saying, hopefully they would reciprocate, right? And then we can
Yeah,
all rise up together.
where is that at though? Cause we've been on
It's
everybody
in the
else's side.
mind. It's in the mind, bro.
it's in the mind. It's
It's in the
so in the
mind.
No, no,
mind.
no, 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 no.
It
I get
absolutely
what y'all talking about when y'all say the rules gotta change, being on other people's side. I said when is that gonna change? Because Black people have been on everybody's side. The
it's
only
gonna
No,
thing,
I
it's
mean
gonna
like,
like,
change. It's
and
gonna
how
hold
we
on,
change.
peep
talk to
this,
them.
peep this,
Go
peep
ahead.
this. Okay, if anything, the first thing in them type of circumstances that y'all just presented, I would think it's the equivalent of if I go over your house and your house, dirty, and I'm over there trying to help you clean it up because I'm talking shit about your house. So we over there cleaning it up. Then you come to my house and see my house dirty. You're like, what the fuck? Nigga talking all that shit. Your motherfucking
Right.
house
We
dirty.
can't judge each
So
other then. So
so
one of
here it
us judged
is.
the other before the other knew how
But
the
here
other
it
was
is.
living.
I'm pompous though. I don't feel like my house dirty. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? You feel me? So the conversation, a lot of times when we talking to other people, like I said, bro, y'all not wrong for the perspective and how y'all coming at it. But the problem I have is the reciprocation. So
Yeah.
I get tired of seeing my Black people, just like a lot of people say, I'm tired of seeing Black people marching. I'm tired of seeing Black people telling our business because at the end of the motherfucking day, they don't care. Otherwise, they would have did some shit as an overall by now. And the things that they keep presenting to us is never a solution. Only, I think, at this point, because we don't even have our solution. So until
True.
we get a solution for the fact that we always find some brother or sister in the mix that's like divisive. You feel me? We always looking for Satan, but divisiveness is the reason why we have issues. So until we understand the underlying of our division and have a solution for that, we ain't doing nothing but telling somebody your business. And how
And
many
that's
times you like talking to somebody who keep calling you with a problem that you
and
can't help them with?
that's the only
Oh, see, I
way.
don't deal with that.
And that's the only way.
They
And
can't help us
that's the
until
Oh,
only
we
that's
way
help
fine.
somebody
us.
can rule over you though is if they can divide you, right? So the whole thing I'm
Only way I
saying,
can rule
whole
over
thing
you is if you divide it in your mind. And that's what I was just talking about.
basics because it's all gonna be perspective. It's gonna be what you were taught, what you learned, the things that have, you know what I'm saying, been given to you. Whether that's
Okay, but
your
if you're not divided in
whether
your
that's your
mind, what's your first unity, Bill? Because you
huh?
got to deal with your vessel. Because, like, okay, you a spirit. Now you come out the vessel. You got this skin that's covering you that everybody is looking at, and people are judged off of.
You
So
overcome the skin to talk to them.
you overcome the skin by, like, okay, when you do something so well, they call you a professional, or they put an ist on the end of it. That's to say that you're good at it. So when you say somebody is racist, I know that in certain perspectives or certain topics of conversation, it can be a derogatory. But when somebody is so sure of who they are and they do the things that are necessary to bring back to the whole of what they are identified as, it's nothing wrong with that. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with y'all having the ability to be able to interact with people that don't necessarily look like y'all. But all I'm saying is we got to tackle it from all angles. So y'all angles is just as important as the people that's like, you know what? I'm going to be the concentration of my people. I'm not even going to deal with them so we can remain within our culture because once you keep hanging around a certain group of motherfuckers for so long, y'all rub off on each other. And
This
like I keep
this
saying with the culture clash, you can't run cultures together. That's why there's a separation of culture. Because once you run them cultures together, you see the conflict, and that's why there's wars.
This
Because
conversation parallels our conversation with black business. It's the same exact thing, and it's a one-sided
Mm-hmm.
thing. Because the thing is, just like how we're saying we need to draw other folks in, you know what I'm saying, so that we can all rise up. It's the same thing with that conversation, because the conversation is shop black business, support black business. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do that by default, but nobody's saying only black people come shop with me.
oh yeah,
Only
Happy
black
New
people.
Year's, Happy New Year's, Happy New Year's.
Nobody's saying only black, like no black business owner only wants black people to come shop with them. They want
That's true.
everybody's money. It's a one-sided thing, depending on if you're the one being affected by it. So
Mm.
if you don't have black people coming to buy your black products, then you feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's because of you know what I'm saying what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing here. You know what I'm saying? We're affected because you know what I'm saying we're choosing to be affected because of who we are. When it's not just us being affected, we gotta you know what I'm saying, we gotta look at the bigger picture here. We cannot do nothing but help home first. You're right. Like I said, I'm not flying over to nowhere else to help them fight their wars
Mm-mm.
and their
I ain't
problems.
doing that shit.
But but
Whole
I'm
country.
not ignorant to the fact that there's a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's pretty much all I'm saying. Just like business is not about your race. Business money is not about your race. Like it's not about
Man,
it's
money
not
green.
money is
Go
green. It
ahead.
don't care who you are. And that's what rules this world. That's why like the thing that divides us here, the big thing that divides us here is race. Things that divide people in the Middle East is gonna be religion, doctrine. You know what I'm saying? There's still a divisive factor. And if you erase
Bro, why
everything,
wouldn't I say
if
race? It's like we having two different racial conversations.
Because racy means color of their skin. Over there, it's literally their religious belief is what they're like. Oh, you believe in that? You got a, let's say Christianity. You got a Bible? Oh no, we gotta lock you up in concentration camp.
But
Like
wouldn't it
what?
be safe to say all of that would fall under politics?
it
Mm-mm.
is, you know,
Mm. I
well,
mean, it's government
What?
control. Meaning,
yeah,
That's what I'm
technically,
saying. And the
yeah,
government, they deal in politics, and the policies that are passed affect the people. It trickles down. You feel me?
that's
yeah.
To the point it
that's
becomes your norm because you know what's legal and what's not illegal.
and
But
that's
that's
So,
the
what
sad part. In
and
this
that's
case, I
the
read
point.
they on this are denying that it even is a thing. That would be like the same way they deny us black people like reparations because they don't want to accept that they're doing it and it's happening. And I see that happening over there and I'm like, well shit, it's the same thing, just a different way they chose to
And
divide people.
that's why you get up from the table and stop playing cards, because then you realize you have no authority over me. You don't there's no laws you can put in place to govern me. Once enough people start saying that, that will be our reality. There's
That's
one
true.
rule and it's the
but
golden
notice what
rule.
you said
There's
though,
one
bro.
rule. Hold on, there's one rule and it's the golden rule. Don't do nothing to me you don't
That's
want me to do
true.
to you. And then life can be that simple. We choose to make it more complex than what it is.
And I telling you, the reason why it's so complex right now is because of the culture clash. Everybody want to be around everybody, but everybody don't want to get along for real.
No,
That's
it's
why it's
not.
even a separation in cultures to begin with.
That's something
Because
that has
this
been
group of
given
people
to
said
us.
we
That's
gonna
been
do it
given.
this way.
No,
What you say,
that's been given to us. That's been given
I was
to
about to
us.
say, I think I'm gonna challenge
bruh?
that.
That's learned
I
behavior
no,
by the.
I'm
Nah,
gonna
Hold on,
challenge
hold
it.
on,
nah,
hold on.
No,
That
bruh.
see,
is
Listen,
that is
I get
learned.
it's
y'all
Hold on,
saying.
because
hold on.
the
Listen,
That
but
is
that's
learned.
government is the
That
one playing us with them damn cars. I
it's
really think that most of us would get along, but the government, especially with the media, I'm gonna throw it out there.
it's
The way we
yeah.
get shown in movies and music on TV, we
but you
they
already seen
toss
the
a
movie
divide,
though. What you do now though?
It's
huh?
Once you already done seen the movie and you find out a
I mean,
lot
you
of
saw
that
the
shit is
movie that the
true.
government played as they second ace to make you
Hold
think
on.
that people that might actually be for you, who just really think different about it, you can't talk to because y'all ain't gonna get along on certain things. Like we can't communicate with them because we've been made to see each other so different because the government was like, you know what? I want them to be divided. I want them
But
to
I'm
believe this
saying
about
until
this person.
you was told that first about your own. And
Yeah,
until you
I mean,
fix that,
Same
until
thing.
we
well,
fix that, we can't go nowhere else. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
mean
thing
look,
though.
that's
they
I
it.
can't
run
fix
these
it about
countries
us.
off. The dominant society run these countries off sticking to their own. All I'm saying is, if we want to fucking overcome and be
Whoa.
free to where we don't have to deal with nobody else's rules, we gotta stick to our own. We only subject to other people's rules because we in a fucking house.
Who is
I
If
know,
you in
who
but
is
we
somebody's
don't have anywhere
house,
to go.
who is
Like,
who is a
where are we going?
okay,
who is the
I'm with you
government?
on
Hold on, let me ask you a question pertaining to what you
that.
said. Who is the government's own in a religious torn
Okay,
country?
let's go there.
In a
Because
religious torn country.
in the history of every country, bruh, you see the people that come over and they do whatever they do to get in power because it's different from one country to another. And as far as religion go, religion just happened to be something that comes along with politics. Because it first started being that in Egypt when Christianity came to rise, when they needed something extra after seeing how the Kemites and the early so-called Egyptians were using their religious practices, like we was talking about earlier, the sciences they would use every day to manifest everything that they needed. So when you think about that, religion and all of that, it's no different than the racial politics, bruh. Because even the racial politics fall under a religion. They
ISIS.
religiously believe that black people are not from the bloodline, so it's okay in this country to treat us as though the Gentiles, the outsiders. And it
That
goes all the way down to their policies.
I'm gonna tell you
So
right now that
when
ain't.
you look at that, it's like, bruh, you can't separate it. You can't separate it at all.
Yeah, that's
And if
definitely
we
not true. That's
already in it,
definitely
the
black
only
folks in
way
the
to,
bloodline. Let's
huh?
not. There's definitely black folks in the royal bloodlines.
I
Let's.
get that, bro. I
Well,
get
yeah,
that,
I was gonna say
and
that.
I definitely get that, y'all. But
They
like
got mixed in.
she said we already in this shit, right? So when you already integrated into a system, the only way that you get up out of that motherfucker is to take everything that you got and use it towards getting out of a system and creating another one with your
But how do
own.
we make it? How that's what I'm trying to figure out. How can we
The
make
same.
it? Because we've seen them destroy our everything
It
whenever
sounds
it's
like
happened
y'all
before.
know what new land is. I'm talking to the flat Earth crew. So it really boils down to a point of how far are you willing to go. If you're willing to try to take over this, then it's a lot of things that you're gonna have to do within this, and it's the same way that they did it.
It's
They
easier. It's
they
easier.
they got in
My bad. Go ahead.
politics within the countries that they toppled, and they toppled it from within politics. They toppled it within the banking systems. We got to tackle it from all angles. The same thing I've
Oh,
been
we can't
saying.
take on the banking system ourselves.
Shit, I
That
don't
ain't
see
gonna
why
work.
not. I know little
We
niggas
don't.
out
They
here.
aren't gonna give us the power. That's back
I
to the
know
money
look,
thing you were talking about.
let
That's
me
the.
They
say it
ain't gonna
right.
let us make that much money
I
to
know
be able to take it over.
genius. I know genius little brothers out here that can get a hold of a computer and overnight, man, okay. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
but we talking about
you got to get
the
people
people who
mind right
also
to
got the
do it
people
for
that
the right
lock us up
reasons.
for that.
And but nigga, if we already on top of your system, how you gonna pay the police to come get me? If we got man,
But
listen what
Because
I'm
it's
saying.
not
how
about
Just
do
the
peep
you
what
get?
I'm
police.
saying.
Then
How
it's
do you
about
get?
the
But
elite
that's the
banking
thing.
people who would be like, because they like
Hold,
the mafia.
hold
You
on.
not hear me? Who gonna pay? Who you gonna pay?
But
The
that's on.
people are
But
the
that
ones that carry out their policies. We they
exactly.
police.
So that
We
you. But
they
you speaking to my point though, bro. You speaking to my
no, I'm
point.
not. That's why I've been telling you I ain't been disagreeing with y'all night. I'm just
But
saying let's further that thought. Anytime
yeah.
y'all make a thought, I say let's go further.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. But I'm saying, speaking
Okay.
to my main point, which is the fact that we need to raise the consciousness of everybody. This message
Uh-huh.
is for everybody, from here to Timbuktu, and that's all.
But they consciousness get raised by well what they see black people doing.
Okay,
So
That's what I think we can't.
set a bad
Not
example
can't.
then.
so
We
when
have a
it get
hard time pushing what the
but
black
that's
people should see because we can't control it like they can.
but it's because we don't concentrate on it. We look at it like, oh shit, Melvin them over there doing that rap shit. We finna go do something else over here. Instead of building a movie or a Hollywood around that shit that makes it a machine. You see what I'm saying?
That's
We
what I
keep
think they
going
won't
for
let us
that
do.
individual success instead of saying, like I said earlier, oh shoot, that's a nice angle for you to tackle it from, sis. Hey Melvin, that's a great angle for you to tackle it from. But let's make sure all of that shit come back to this black dot in the middle. Otherwise, our children are gonna have to reconfigure a strategy all over again, and it's the same thing that go on with black people every generation. We all keep talking about how we're gonna get out instead of already having a blueprint that we are furthering because we're constantly worrying about darn, okay, we integrated. So I do got Betty who listened to me. But shit, nigga, how you know she not taking recognizance to see how far along you are? Black people have been used as a thinking tank in this country for so long. That's why they put us in the fucked up situations that they eventually wind up in, and they already know how to survive based on this mechanism we created. Like, so if we
We're
could
going.
concentrate on us instead of being exploited by everybody else, that's the way we do it. We
Not when I.
concentrate on us
Yeah.
and the good things about us. So if we got little brothers and sisters out here scamming, doing whatever, oh, okay, if we want the banking system to fall, just like the Jews did, they did certain things to make the banking system fall in the countries they was in. But they didn't care if it was illegal. But we so holier than thou, we are scared to break the law for the right reason. But we'll break the law for the wrong reason when we get desperate because we waited to the last minute
And all I'm
to
saying
come
is
together on some nigga shit.
we need to stop wanting what other people want and create something.
We can't hear you, or I can't hear him.
You
Yeah,
can't
it
hear
went
me?
out.
Oh, I was saying we need to change the we need to stop trying to get the same things everybody else got. I don't want the banking system. I want a whole new I want blue. I want all my money to be blue. And we're gonna spend it over here like this. Like we let's get
It's
up
true.
from the table and do something.
But I said a
I don't
banking
want I
system
don't
because
want it.
what about your brothers and sisters who don't want to be walking around with money
I'm just
like
talking.
That's
that?
where I'm like,
And
they
Well, here's the
and
ain't on the
banks
thing.
are
same
Here's the
wavelength.
thing.
important
Here's
for
the
other
thing.
things too. Like if we want to provide housing for our people, when we have
I
communities instead of
I get.
neighborhoods, the
I'm
best way to
saying.
do it is to take a little bit of that money Melvin put in here that he ain't finna come back for a while to put it into this house, and then by the time Melvin come back, I done flip that shit. I can get him his money back with interest. Like that's
It's
how
just
banks work. It's
yeah.
not
That's how
just the
banks
shit they
work.
been
And
doing
I'm
to
saying
us.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm
Melvin
saying
take lead
that's.
their entire
I'm
system
saying
because
let's
the bank
forget
is
about
their
that.
Bro,
system.
we created.
No, no, no. I'm saying
I
I'm
bet, man.
listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying banking is bad. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the
Yeah,
banking
that's
system.
stocks and balances.
I'm saying the things that are going on right now, we cannot change. We have to
Right.
start anew. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
saying. You gotta
yeah.
bankrupt this motherfucking system,
No, you
but you
don't.
gonna need some kind of order in yours.
You don't. Yeah, you're definitely gonna need some order in yours, but it don't have to be.
They money.
It doesn't have to do anything to do
Yeah, no.
with their system. Is what I'm saying. If we come over here,
Of course, of course.
these blue squares worth $100. It's a blue piece of construction paper. You know what I'm saying? And the red construction paper is worth 50. The
Mm-hmm.
green construction paper is worth 10, and so on and so forth. And that would be exactly what it is. Now we're gonna have a special construction
Keep going out.
Yep, he
paper.
was.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a special type of construction paper though, right? Like it's weighted. It's got some little gold flakes in it and all this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? It's no different. You know what I'm saying? You're right. We need to create our own, but we got to have enough
A
people on the
whole
same.
system.
We got to have enough people even conscious that that's what we need to be doing before we can do
Yeah.
it. And the thing is when it comes to getting your people right, the best people to start with is the people in your household. Instead of trying to change everybody else, we need to bring about
Mm-hmm.
change. But if every single person right now said, you know what, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure my household is 100, and you know what I'm saying, everybody's legit, and you know what I'm saying, my kids gonna be raised properly. If every person did that right now as an individual, then as a whole, the shit would be done just like that. We don't. There's no need for progress here. It's a decision we can make today. You know what I'm saying? I
Hey, you know
understand
what
that
though, Melvin? I just thought about something. When
go
you
ahead.
said that shit about the business shit, this stuck out to me. Why you don't have a problem when you go into Chinese businesses? Nigga, they show all day. This is a Chinese business. Don't mean they gonna tell you you can't come in because this is America. You can't necessarily do that shit. But it don't mean us saying that black owned business is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that's us
No,
being
no, 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 no,
of
no,
our
no.
culture because other people selling us their
No,
culture. When you
Bruh,
go to Chinese
when I
place,
go
they not
to
selling soul
ain't
food. They selling
no,
you Chinese food.
it's not a that wasn't the point. The point was don't expect me to do anything for you because you have a black business. Just like the Chinese man shouldn't expect me to do anything for him because he got a Chinese business.
But I find
Black
that
business.
funny because niggas the only one think like that. Everybody else cater to the black business. I mean, they cater to the black customer because they know this is the motherfucker gonna spend money regardless. He came in here to spend money. She came in here to spend money because they displaced as it is.
No, I
So they
haven't had
gotta
that
spend
happen
money
yet,
to get
though.
resources.
I think
Huh?
I don't think I have had that experience. Most of the time,
Nah,
it's the
It's
opposite. They don't think I'm
it's
really
a
spending money
different
because I'm
kind of
black.
catering. You don't understand the American catering. See, let me tell you. See, it's just like the streets, but I'll tell you the street aspect after. The American catering is to black people. Since black people have been mistreated in this country for so long and have dealt with it and learned to get along with it, guess how you cater to black people? You mistreat them, just like the blackface shit. And then niggas couldn't wait to the band was up or as a consensus. Now everybody back Gucci down that was wearing that shit.
I
You see
think
what I'm
you just
saying? So
conflated
when you
two
think
different
about that
ideas,
type of
bro.
thing, what you say, bro?
I think you just kind of conflated two ideas.
No, I addressed the one issue that we was just talking about.
Because I thought you were talking about they cater to me like they actually.
I
Hey,
was
how are
telling you,
you? You're
it's
gonna
a,
tip
it's a
high,
sadistic.
no?
No, it's a sadistic catering because of the relationship we have with America. America has mistreated us, and we still went along with the
But you
program.
was talking
So the
about
way
you
that
was
they
talking about
cater,
a
I
let
can't
me
hear you.
I'm trying to hold on.
I hear,
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. Because you
okay.
started off talking about Chinese folks, you know what I'm saying, display they whole business is Chinese. And
Hmm.
then we went into everybody catering to black folk. When I go into
Because you
a
said
restaurant,
you
I
ain't
want
gonna do nothing specifically just because it's a black business or just to get black business.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
I said
saying,
I find that funny
uh-huh.
because every other ethnic group caters to black customers just because they know whether you know what I'm saying, whether you mistreat these people or not, they gonna spend with you. So it's certain things that they put in their stores that they know we need. And that's still catering to you whether or not a motherfucker kiss your ass or not.
I feel like that's happening with like even places like Walmart though.
That's everybody.
The ethnic hair
Okay.
section.
And that's why I said black people are the only ones that feel like we don't need to cater to the things that black people need. Walmart, they gonna say, I ain't catering to niggas. If they do, they say it on in their closed quarters, it don't really come up because that we are business to them. You feel me?
That's
They
what I'm
just think
saying.
that
I don't think a black business needs to cater to me like the Walmart needs to cater to me.
I
Just do
think
good
so.
business, and I'd be like, I'm gonna come holler at you and be
Basics. That's
good.
what I'm screaming. Because when
But
I go
see,
in Walmart,
that's the thing though. We
I don't
speak a
get a
different
black
language to
overtone when I
each
come
other
into
though.
Walmart.
We hold each other to a different standard. So when I'm dealing with a brother or a sister, I'm not finna sit here and act like that elephant ain't in the room. Like I forgot I was black or I'm dealing with a black person. So it's certain things that I can do to make them feel catered to. And as a businessman, that don't make me less of a businessman. It actually makes me more of a businessman because I
Exactly.
know
That's
how to
why
deal with the
business.
individual customers.
But that's what
And
I'm
we
saying.
also do a little
That's why
bit
you.
bad because we got issues with some
But
black
that's why
businesses
you.
being
You
so
feel?
used to who we are that they don't cater to us the right way. Like
That's what I'm
just because
saying.
I'm black, you should probably still treat me like you would treat a white customer that walked in here.
But that's what I'm
I
saying
don't
though.
want to
So
be
we
treated like
talking.
the white customer. Don't
No,
you
yeah,
do
you
that.
do because they be one. They
Mm.
black people will stereotype people based on their race when they come into their restaurant.
No, no, say that right. Oreos will stereotype people. Like
I'm saying,
black
like, I've seen
people
that
treat
happen where
black
they
people
want to
right.
treat the white people good because they want to impress them, where they're not as concerned about having the same impression on us as a black customer because we black. And I'm like, dang, I want to tip you just as well as that white person you overworking their table for.
There are
Like,
so many dimensions to a black conversation. I just did not know.
My thing is this: when I go in
Dang, that's
Walmart,
crazy.
hold on. When I go in Walmart, I see black hair products and white hair products. I'm saying. I'm saying when I go in
But
a gas station, I see Cools, Newports, and I see Marlboro Reds. So I mean, I don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I
there's
just
black.
sit there and said, bro,
I'm
if
just,
you put a product that you know a certain group of people is gonna use, that's still catering. Whether you
but I'm
have social
saying, what
defects
store
because
don't
of where
cater
you
to
live at
everybody?
don't
What
change, you still
store?
catering to what they want.
I'm just saying, what store don't cater to everybody? You want everybody's money. That's the whole point of business. That's why you
That's
don't
true.
be one
That's
sided
true.
with it.
Hey, I actually
Okay, so why
appreciate that
say
the
I'm
black
not gonna
section
cater to the
cares.
black customer and I would have never addressed it? I just said it's funny that black people say that because you ain't the first black person I heard say that. But everybody caters to everybody, but they damn sure don't leave black people out because black people are the main consumers.
Oh yeah, for
We
sure.
might not we might not be the biggest population in this country, but we the main motherfuckers lacking resources. So guess what that mean we gotta do? Go buy from everybody else.
So are
So
Yeah.
you?
when
Or
it
I think they
comes
push
to
that on us too. Like they
but
want us
I'm just
to
saying we
consume
got a
more.
corner of the market for real. Like so if you know everybody else is benefiting more off of your people, if you concentrated on your people, guess what you will have? The market. Because we really are the
You will
fucking
have the
market.
market if you concentrate on everybody else people.
No, you're not
That's
hearing me. They
Yeah.
don't need shit from us. They got every fucking thing.
no, he's not saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think
Bro,
he's saying,
go ahead.
okay, if I owned a black business right now, which I do, but it's not the same. It was a store. I wouldn't want to just cater to a certain group of people to come there because I really need money to grow my business to like have everybody come up in there. I
Them
need
even
Chinese
purple
people, I
people.
need like Muslim people, I need black people, I need everybody. But to say that I'm going to sell something just based on one group's particular need, yeah, I'd like to have those products available, but I still want to make sure that across the board I can still sell to the other people at the same time
Basics. That's all I'm saying.
because I need that
And I
money.
never told y'all ass not to put y'all Vidal Sassoon in there. I said specifically, don't lose your motherfucking identity trying to get that white dollar. So at the end of the day, make sure you still cater to them niggas. And you know niggas better than you know anything. So if you can get any dollar, you should be able to get our dollars.
And
And guess who's spending the most
all
dollars?
I'm saying
Because
is
of the
when you
situations we are in.
all I'm
Niggas.
saying is when
So
Listen,
if
I'm
you
you
gonna need them to invest
concentrated
the money instead of
on,
spending it
but listen,
sometime.
hold on. This is another thing. This is another thing y'all not thinking about. What niggas buy, the world buy. So regardless to if you think you doing some a disservice to your business by concentrating on niggas, you not paying attention to what the world is doing. They doing what we doing.
it's not
No,
even
I
about
mean
that
not
though.
all of them.
It's
Y'all
about
gonna
look, let
play
me
games like
it's
this
no,
tonight.
it's not
No,
even a
I mean
game.
like there's a lot of people that follow it, but that's still like you said, it's perspective
Who don't?
on how they grew
Hold
up.
on. Who don't at this point? Because the motherfuckers who don't, they on the way out of here. Everybody else
I
falls in
mean,
that equation.
no, that don't mean that they're just following us and what we do. And I know plenty of people that do not buy
So if you
the same
sold your
stuff that I
culture
be buying.
like the Chinese do, and the rest of these people that we compare the success levels of business or whatever we talking about, if we sold our culture and stuck to our identity like these successful people do, guess what we would have? Success. And we would get all kinds of customers,
Check this out.
regardless
Check this
to
out.
how we act.
I
Because
think
niggas still
Check
it,
go
this
to
out.
white people stores even though they mistreat us.
Check this out. I
I
got
Because
a
mean,
own.
I'm just
they
putting
have
it like if I
concentrated on
sold
their shit for so
dashikis.
long. They got a secure base of white people to the point even if niggas don't come in there, they still would be able to survive.
Check this out.
So
All
you
I'm
gotta
saying
get
I got
is
that
an
base
you
online.
don't ever
first.
want your business to have one color because you want it if it's a color to be green.
I
You
So
don't.
know
You
why
whatever
don't.
you
y'all
You don't.
keep
use,
saying
You
that.
really don't. You
I
really don't.
never told y'all don't let Becky come in there. I said
no, it's not about the
everybody else
white
got a
person coming in
base,
there.
but
I'm
we don't
saying
got
you
a
can have
base.
a
That's why
base.
black business don't last long.
Not
It's,
but
it's,
I want the black business to cater to the community, and the community isn't just black, especially in Antioch. We know that. So if they want to make a whole lot of money, I'm gonna need them to know I want to support you as a black person in the black community with your black business. But I would love for my white friends to come over here too,
Of
just because
course.
they live right down the street.
But
Like,
we
go
got to
ahead,
be
do
that
that.
base though, because we understand the end of that scenario. If we don't be that base, then this business won't have longevity, or other people won't see black businesses to think I can open up one too. Because then that's when you have power, not just buying power. Now we have leverage to put in candidates. Now we have leverage to where presidents is like, man, I can't do this because shoot, this company might say, man, I'm taking my business overseas because I just affected people that look like the owners. But
hold on. Let me hop in because y'all been going. I got a seed shop, right? And what I'm about to start doing now is I'm gonna start selling gardening supplies as well, right? I'm not catering to a specific demographic in my particular business, right? Now, the only type of demographic that possibly could be affected by my sales or my products would be male and female, right? Because everybody wants to grow things and produce food for themselves, no matter race, creed, color, all that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm about to put in an order for some gardening gloves, right? But I'm not gonna buy just female gardening gloves. I'm gonna buy male gardening gloves. I'm gonna buy stuff that men would generally be, you know what I'm saying, attracted to, right? Like
Yeah, because I don't
we,
think about men
we
using gardening gloves. So I'm just throwing it out
but
there.
I'm just
I didn't
saying,
think.
yeah, because I'm the type of person who don't use gloves, but there's some people that do. So what I'm saying is, if a man wants to buy the gardening gloves that got the pink flowers on it, it's available for him to click on and purchase. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, I'm gonna provide a variety for my type of business. So if everybody focused on doing
Mhm.
that, whatever your business is, focus on trying to sell a good product, have a good variety, and being consistent with your product, right? This is what business is about. It's not about nobody color.
That's true.
Niggas don't care nothing about your feelings.
No, because them white people sure don't care about our color, bro. They be like, you know what? Everybody buy it, and y'all buy this, and then we'll make this expensive $25,000 dress for this crazy white woman over here. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry,
So how do
sorry,
we?
listener. I'm
So
just
how do we?
saying.
How do we look? How do we look staying in our own little bubble, only being self-serving? Like we need to get out there, and if we're gonna do business, business is global. It ain't just your black community where you live at. Get the
Yeah, I
money.
met a
If
guy
you
that
got,
was selling some barbecue sauce. I don't know how we started talking about this. This is weird. At a gas station, he was asking me to help him with marketing for it. Black guy. But he was trying to get it into a certain area in Green Hills. And I was like, okay, well, that's gonna be different. Like that's a whole different kind of market.
right.
Like he's able to sell it to our community for sure, easily, because we can sell black people. We unique. We can sell shit out of our trunk and be good. But he's wanting this money like to come from the Green Hills area because he knows that that's gonna offer a different opportunity
Yeah.
for him to expand. It kind of reminds me of what's it called? Oh shoot, Slim and Huskies. Like they sure as heck catered to our community by being in the hub off Buchanan in
Right.
the hood. But they were able to grow by not focusing on just us some kind of way. Cause
Right.
everybody loves it, and they got one in Antioch, and they
They
got two in
start
Atlanta now. And
putting.
I'm like, how did they do that?
Yeah, cause they incorporate. They don't have just pizza sauce. They got pesto and they got salmon pizza and they got like all
Yeah, I was
different
like, I
kinds
ain't
of
eating
stuff.
that, but
That
yeah,
goes,
but they
I
but
first
guess it
started where?
but that's
off
where they
Buchanan. Was
started.
it
That's where they
Buchanan?
Oh, okay.
started.
My bad. My
Yeah,
bad. Like every other Fortune 500 company, they start in the hood
but that's
with
where they
niggas.
from. That's
Like
where they
because that's
from.
the test model. You feel me? Like I
Look,
forgot how
I
they
don't
Bro,
say
even know
that
that.
shit. Product, like they test products by putting them in the hood, and if it's sell in the hood, they take it somewhere else. When it's in entertainment, it's called the crossover model. If black people buy it, then we can take it down to Broadway, and then if
Oh well,
you
in
can
this case, it
sell
was the
on
black
Broadway,
owners.
no,
so
I get that. I get
you,
that. But
bro,
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's still the
you know there's
crossover
cuz
or
people,
the
right?
test model that's ran in black neighborhoods first. So I'm just telling black people what the blueprint is. They've been using it. Why the hell we can't use it to come up?
Man,
It'll be smarter on our behalf.
Gucci
Because
Because you
if
ain't
the
gotta want to
dudes do
Gucci
it, they
ain't
pull more
start
than
with the
just.
Jews
Gucci ain't
and
starred in the hood,
then they
bro.
go out.
Yeah, I'm thinking if a shop or a restaurant even
What'd you
started in
say?
the
What
hood, you
started in
gotta
the
have
hood,
a
bro?
I
pull
said
You
that
said
Gucci
what
didn't
connects the
start.
started
hood.
in the hood?
I said
You
Gucci
said,
didn't start in the hood. It did not start in
oh,
the
bro,
hood.
it blew up in the hood. What is you
Okay
talking
then.
about?
So, but I'm
Gucci
saying
wasn't. Hold on.
Because
Gucci wasn't
it
nothing.
was a rap
Gucci
song.
wasn't nothing but no luggage, bruh.
no.
The hood blew up Gucci.
Yeah, but look though, look
So
what
let's
happened
let's
though.
do that then.
How hold on, but let's talk. Let's if we're gonna go there, let's talk about it. How did the hood blow up Gucci?
That's
By
true.
cutting and pasting.
Basics. So I'm saying we created our own Gucci, nigga. You know what I'm
But nigga,
It
we
was
cut
it
it and
was the
pasted it so long. And listen,
because
hold on. Let's
hold
get
on
this
because
right.
the thing
Let's get this
the thing
all the way right.
the,
Because everybody wasn't cutting and pasting. The cutting and pasting took place mainly in New York, Harlem to be exact. But don't get it twisted. Me and you picked that shit up as well as a few other people in small pockets. But that cutting and pasting that took place in New York led to black people reciprocating that shit all through America and across the world going to actually buy that shit. To where now
Well, so it didn't
today,
really go to Gucci though.
yes, it
basics.
did. No,
That's what
you
I'm
not hearing what
saying.
I'm saying. It started off with niggas buying it off the cutting and pasting of each other. And then you see enough black people wearing it, and you don't know they getting it from Dapper Dan. So Gucci peeped the game. Gucci started making clothes after they seen black people wearing the cut and paste. And that was what, early 90s.
Yeah, but we're not buying that.
Right.
Shit,
We
niggas
The
buying is
is
white
not the
people
buying
are
it. That is
buying
what y'all not getting.
I get what you're saying. We
Bruh,
influence their
man, how many
ability to
niggas
sell
you know
something.
don't got no Gucci tag on that shirt they got on in
I
2020?
damn sure don't.
I don't know. I don't even know if it's real. Is what I'm saying. I'm
Y'all
saying
tripping. These niggas really spending that.
I
No.
don't
What y'all
know.
talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
No, you
I
you
don't.
right. You right. Some people will go blow their check to get a Gucci belt.
But guess where it came from? The fake until you make it. So
Right.
the fake until you make
But
it
you ain't made it
subsequently
though.
put
You ain't
Gucci on the
made it.
map.
You
But
ain't
it
made it
first
though
came
when
from
you
a nigga wanting to put certain prints, wanting to have authentic fabrics, but he didn't have resources to it. And he just so happened to grab Gucci. It wasn't nothing special. It just was like, damn, I like that print. I'm finna use it. And then certain other black people liked it, so he kept using it. And then subsequently it blew Gucci up. So what I'm saying is every company does man, I wish I could product testing. Man, that ain't the word I'm trying to think of, but it's a certain thing they use
I
in
know exactly what you're
marketing.
talking about.
But they always do it in urban areas. And that's a code word for the hood, bro.
I'm saying the reason I brought up the Gucci thing was to shed light on the fact that you can't nothing is absolute is what I'm saying. And I'm saying Buchanan was not a test market for pizza. You know what I'm saying?
What?
This is bruh.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
It
I
was
know.
not,
I know
bro.
one of the guys that
We know
co-own
these
them.
people, bro. Like these people are not far
Yes, a
removed.
man might have had a bigger plan. All I'm saying is if you start off with one trap, that trap, that first trap led to that second trap. You feel me?
I'm
The money
saying
you
Yeah.
made in that first trap, okay, so recognize that
it's not a
everybody first trap is niggas. Why come niggas can't recognize that and start there? That's all I'm saying.
all I'm
And
saying
we
is
try to skip all the way to the second step
no, all I'm saying
without starting at the first step.
all I'm saying is had these same four dudes been white dudes growing up specifically, let's say Green Hills, and came up with the same
Man,
idea, they would not have put their pizza shop on Buchanan.
they definitely wouldn't have. Hell no, not around this time. Hell no.
What does that mean though?
It means
Because of the
that
area. Like
No,
I
no,
can't.
no, no. That ain't what I'm saying. What does that mean? Like,
I'm saying
because I guarantee you, if
what
we
I'm
do the
I'm gonna
history
tell you what it
on
means.
those companies, those type of companies, yes, they only wind up dealing with their white customers that they cater to because of where they place their first businesses. Niggas that never go in that area will never know about it.
I
So
guess what
there's a
I'm
lot
saying.
of people,
I'm
aside from black people, Asian people who don't go in white people neighborhood will never know about it. So
I'm guess
that's
what I'm
not to
saying is
say that
this.
these are the big conglomerates that started in the hood, like Slim and Husky, and eventually was able to carry out their future plans that they had when they probably first came up with the shit. You know what I'm saying? But it don't change.
All I'm saying. Let me clarify what I'm saying. What I'm saying
Sweats.
is pizza is tried and true. And it wasn't no test market. Is all I'm saying. Whether they started as a hood because maybe it was better real estate to get started, they found a good little spot to start their business. All of that may be true, but I'm saying it wasn't a test market. It's just literally where these guys started. Cuz bro was at the last one of the dudes that owned it was at our last family reunion. This is our cousin's best friend. I'm not trying to throw no names like that. This cuz best friend. You know what I'm saying? So we know that this ain't this don't apply in this situation is all I'm saying. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We don't want to make it seem like we taking advantage of our own people, like talking about it's a test market. That's not what I just had to kind of defend that situation right
But that's not taking advantage of your people. That's
there.
understanding
What is the
who is
point
your
of a test
biggest
market?
market. If black people are the main consumers of merchandise in the country, it ain't racism to target black people. It's just smart.
I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree with
Mm-hmm.
that because that's how
And
business
if you can
rolls. You know
sell
what
to
I'm saying?
them, you can sell to anybody. Because black people, man, we picky. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, once you win us over, we loyal.
Mm-hmm. Well, that
I
I will
agree.
say in this
I agree.
case with them, good market to. I mean, some of them were from the area,
And that's
but
the
to put
hardest
that
spot to
pizza place
start
right
in. Buck
there,
Cannon? Bro, if you can make
man,
it
and
on
then
Buck
people
Cannon, you
love
can
it.
make it anywhere. That's
Black
all I'm
people
saying.
hyping it up. White people find out about it. White people going to the hood. It's like, whoa, oh shoot, we can expand now.
But why do white people go
So
to the
you're
hood?
right.
Because it's pizza.
It's pizza, which is
But
crazy.
guess what? But guess what else it was? The main thing they gave black
Delicious.
people something that you would only usually see in a place like Green Hills, still with a black people twist to it because you still
And
got
black
the
employees.
seasoning. Cause see the difference between black people and white people barbecue is you got sauce
Yeah.
versus
Mm,
seasoning and sauce. You feel me? So
they're right.
they kept the seasoning. You
Like, nigga,
feel me?
y'all didn't have no
So that's
pepper
still
or nothing.
catering to a black taste bud. You feel me? So it's like it's little subtleties of the science of selling shit to people that I'm talking about, and I'm like, bruh, these motherfuckers targeting us. I don't care what nobody's talking about. Every
Y'all,
time I'm watching TV, I'm like, man, I don't even eat that shit. Why the hell am I even?
hey,
Oh, okay. They
y'all
talking
could
about
have,
biology right now.
y'all could
Let
have
me
put some.
change the channel.
Look,
You
y'all could
feel
have
me?
put some
Like,
paprika or something on this motherfucker.
you feel me? Like 17, 17. But if they did now, say you go into an establishment and they knew how to season, you feel me? Because
Man,
sometimes
it's
you
rare,
run
but
across
it's
that type
true.
of shit.
You're right.
You feel me? But like, and it's rare, like the situation y'all was talking about with the dudes who just, put their shit in Green Hills. Okay, I mean that shit happens, but them shits don't last as long either. Because
Mm,
unless white people in that area take to that shit and make that they base, they hub, they social spot, that motherfucker go underground too. White people business go down too. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
But it's because you haven't picked a target audience and you haven't catered to them and then expounded outward.
Yep,
And that's
you're
all
right.
I mean by a test thing, bro. I don't mean like a nigga exploiting nobody. I mean, if you be real, when you talking about business, it's about exploiting the market anyway.
That's
So
true.
I mean, you know, we
I
don't want
agree.
to we don't
I
want to
agree
play
with
that
that.
game like motherfucker being angelic or some
I
shit.
agree with that. The business is definitely about, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Getting all about turning a profit. You ain't finna sell for what you bought it for.
And you know good
That's a
and well
fact.
how our people work. If white people can get over on our people by just coming through and doing some little dance steps or having some little soundtrack in a commercial, what you think we could do to get black people to, you know what I'm saying? And not to
Mm.
mention, we know the problems that we have. We could provide real solutions instead of that damn lotion that get dried up in
And that's what,
15 minutes.
and you're
Hush.
right, and that's what I'm saying. So that's all I'm saying. So once you do that and you have that product, you got me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming to buy, you know what I'm saying, anything because you made it. I'm coming to buy it because I like it.
Yeah, it's good
But
stuff.
I'm
It's
saying the
real.
mentality got to change for you to even know that these niggas out here doing it. Cause I'm telling you, bro, it's a whole nother world out here, bro, than what
All I'm
we
saying is
knew of.
this.
Like
When
as
people go
far
I'm about to make
as
us
online,
a list.
all I'm saying, I
I'm
said it
telling
in the
you,
last.
man, hold on, what them three? Cause he said that last week. But go ahead, Mel.
I was gonna say all I'm saying is it depends on what you selling because when people if somebody search for a black seed seller, they not gonna find me because I don't advertise as a black seed seller. You would never know who owns my business unless you know me.
Mm.
So if you want seeds, you gonna by default buy 'em from a black owner if you buy them from Tennesseeds. It's just a fact of life. That's who own it. It's me. You know what I'm saying? So
But that's when your customers come into play. Cause I'm telling. Cause I know niggas out here looking for specifically to support, people that look like them because they understand how politics
and
work.
they not and
If
I'm saying I'm not gonna be my logo. Is all I'm saying. I'm
oh no
saying that
no,
I'm saying that's
don't
gonna
worry about
come
it.
What's
word.
the
That's
point?
gonna come word of mouth. Want to support because of that? Then guess what? They gonna get a very fair price and they get free shipping. I free everything. Everything I sell is free
Dang.
shipping.
That shit
You know what I'm
is.
saying? So
Look, make sure you send me that website. I know
I'm
we
gonna
talked
send it
about
to you.
this.
Everything is free shipping. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
as my business progresses, I wanna, you know what I'm saying, I want to, like incorporate other things other than the seeds. Like I said, like I'm about to put in this order for the gloves. Like that's my first step, right? Like then it's gonna
Mm.
be pruning shears and stuff like that. I'm gonna start incorporating everything else into my shop. So the thing is,
You got
you know what I'm
that
saying?
branding going on. That's what that is.
Yeah, I mean,
Building a brand.
and guess who I'm gonna buy my stuff from to start off? The Chinese folk, because they got the cheapest price, and I'm starting off.
Nigga, that's called trade, nigga. So that ain't even the same. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the same.
I'm just
That's
saying,
called
I'm not
trade.
looking for
It's true.
nobody specific, but the people who happen to have the cheapest price, they're in China, and they gonna send it to me for a good price, and
Hey,
that's
that'd
just
be like the clothes I buy for my cousin. She has
you know what I'm saying.
a accessory and like clothes shop. Girls. Man, I know she must be getting it from China in some kind of way. Cause
Yeah, I mean,
I
so
go in
then
there and
what
get a
you
dress for $5.
Yeah. So then what you do is you find out, right, that the place you've been getting from, it's a straight sweatshop. They got 12-year-olds in there working, I'm
Mm,
saying, 60 hours a week. Then you start buying from them. You know what I'm saying? I do research on the
mm-hmm.
people I buy from. I bought from DH Gate and Alibaba back when I was a wholesale company. You know what I'm saying? So I know that whole game and I know how to find out the legitimacy of the people I'm buying from. So, you know what I'm saying? It's all about being responsible in your sourcing too. You know what I'm saying? We gotta just hold our own selves up to higher stuff standards. Do your best.
Yeah. Get it, black people. Let's go.
Let's all get it.
But you know, another thing I be wondering about too, though, Melvin,
What's up?
like why we keep complaining about certain shit they do in their establishments when it's like, bro, if you study certain shit that I keep saying, culture and lifestyle, you wouldn't even, you can't be offended because this who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it get to a point where it's like, as much as we think business isn't war, it's the new battlegrounds because
Oh yeah.
you
I
can't go
agree.
to war without money. So
For
at
sure.
the end of the motherfucking day, when you look at your business, you gotta recognize that shit for one on some hierarchy shit. All of your taxes go back to the motherfucking government that's gonna do whatever with that money. You know what I'm
Line
saying?
their
Fund
pockets.
wars, whatever. But as far as you go, excuse me, I'm apologize for that. You can build your own infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? To the point, all the resources that you collect based on the economics that you understand. Like, bro, I'm telling you, when it come to other people and economics, they not thinking on this level of, hey, I'm gonna start out on a broad net. They start with a small net, and the small net consists of what they know, and what you know is a black person because you are a black person. So once you get that motherfucking market down, it's like selling the pen. You can sell anything out there after that.
But that's what I'm
So
saying. That
all I
depends
just
on
try to
what you're
tell my
selling too,
people
though.
is if you recognize even with your seed business, not too many black people because of derogatories, we done been tricked out of what we used to do as far as farming go. So you got a whole new market if a motherfucker could figure out the educational side, because that's the main thing that help businesses
Man,
grow.
what
Educating educating people who don't really know what the solution that you provide because they
or
done
how to
been
keep my
tricked into
plants
being
alive.
dependent. That too. Cause that's why some people don't even want to try to grow shit. Cause they like, man, gonna be a waste of money. I'm gonna
Man,
done
but
killed that motherfucker.
Killed it.
and that's one thing I pride myself in is I know my limits, right? And I know how to baby step this thing, right? I guess
Right,
because I
right.
had a whole, I'm saying,
That's
the
that Libra
wholesale
side.
business, that wholesale business before. I don't even promote my business. I have not 1 cent on advertising, not 1 cent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I know that I'm still trial and error. Like I just finally got my packaging refined to like something that I'm really happy with. So, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Congrats on that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And so like now I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Once I get, cause I just pulled all my summer stuff, right? And I'm planting fall stuff in the greenhouse now. So the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, once I get that, you know what I'm saying, all the way, you know what I'm saying, looking the way like once the new stuff comes up, right? A couple months and everything's looking the way I want it to. This is when I'm gonna do my first promotions because I'll have all the stuff that I've harvested listed You know what I'm saying? I still got so much stuff just to list and to pre-package it, like, you know what I'm saying?
And you cheating. You still get to eat the motherfucking food though.
And
That's
that's the
you
best
cheating.
part about it. That's the best part about it, like, is
He
being able
cheating.
to.
You cheating.
But that's the whole thing. That's where it start. That's where it all started from, right? It's
When you
like
get your passion, you'll find out how to double up like that and
exactly,
triple up.
and that's
You
what I
feel me?
think we need to
Mm-hmm.
focus on. Is if you're gonna do business, don't do business for the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
Not in this climate. Do it because you love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If
Cause
you
you
want
won't be
money,
able to see the
Level.
levels like you did. You
yeah.
man, you seeing the levels on that bitch. Like, oh shit, nigga, I could do this.
Mm-hmm.
I made way more money doing wholesale stuff. I mean, hands down. You know what I'm
Don't get me
saying?
wrong. Yeah, but the fulfillment.
Man.
But this right here, I can sit in the greenhouse and just be there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, we gonna have to start doing the pod in there, bro. We gotta figure out
And
how
that's
you can get
I
the pod in there.
The
man,
party.
but it gets so
Had a
hot in there.
podcast in
Let
there,
me tell
bro.
you, it gets so hot in there. I ain't doing no podcast. I ain't finna see me sweating like it.
Okay, well at least we need a still shot in your background. That should be hard.
But yeah, like I said, man,
That's
whenever,
good.
cause I'm putting up some new trellises right now. I'm doing all kind of stuff. I got some shelves I need to put up. So like
Bro,
once I get
man, life
everything,
crazy. I wish I could be there, bro. But man, when you find out my next move, bro, you gonna be like, all right, bro, go make that motherfucking shit happen, nigga. Come on back, nigga.
yeah, man. So you know what I'm saying? Let's wrap this one on up. We at 2:30 red time, 1:30 here. So
Nigga,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be fighting myself to get up in this morning in the
I
next
know it.
3 to
Cause you
4 hours.
you showed told me, what you text me, you said, okay, I'm gonna turn in early.
Dang.
Shit,
This is not
nigga.
early.
Not
Look.
early. But it is early, ain't it?
I ain't
Wait.
gonna lie to you.
Depending on how
It's
you
Yeah.
look at
early, all right. It's the next day.
it. It's early.
It's New Year's for me. Happy
Dang.
New Year's to me, goddamn.
But yeah,
And all the Ethiopians on the continent and the rest of the people that go by the oldest calendar known to man.
yeah. But I wanna say, thank y'all for this. I wanna say Trevor Noah, bro, I'm upset with you.
I
Uh
don't know why that nigga been a
Upset.
dickhead his whole life.
I don't know. I'm just saying though. This one right here, this one takes
This
the
one
cake.
was
This
new for
takes the
me.
cake.
That's all I got.
Man,
Was,
y'all better go back and watch Super Bad because y'all forget a lot of the things y'all getting older. You see, like y'all like our parents now. Like I can't believe these children. Like no, I'm not shocked. This nigga, y'all remember Super Bad? Like y'all crazy. That nigga was
But
ad libbing a lot of that shit. You feel me? Like
yeah,
yeah, right. That motherfucker Benedict.
yeah.
And
Man, I
I ain't talking
appreciate
about the eggs.
not the
you, silly.
eggs.
I appreciate y'all coming though. Letitia, I especially appreciate you coming. Good
Thank you for the invite.
reunion
Yeah, we
after
definitely appreciate your ass.
me and Letitia ain't well talked on nothing but Facebook since sixth grade. So
Literally.
That's
yeah,
That's a
right.
long time, y'all. That's a long
That's
time.
that's a connection.
so
It
Hey,
is.
y'all definitely made an impression on each other for it to be long lasting.
so that's what's up.
Look at
So
that.
and not only that, but to have the female perspective, the female voice, you know what I'm saying? Because we know these debates, you
God,
know what I'm saying, are usually very heavily male dominated. So I'd like to, you know what I'm saying, have
the
you know what I'm
recession.
saying, come and hang out with us anytime and bring, you know what I'm saying, anybody you want to bring in, long as they open minded, respectful, we with it.
Or not, because you see on with the shit. But just let them know somebody else with the shit too, though. Don't think you gonna be the only one on here with the shit. I got a
Look.
mirror over here. It's a black one.
Straight up. But yeah, I'll let y'all get y'all
Y'all are crazy.
closing,
I
let
love
y'all
it.
get y'all closing remarks and hit the sack, man. So y'all
Man,
go ahead and close it out.
you already know it's mother, father, child, AOI business. Man, I don't know if y'all got to catch it earlier. My big bro Suave in this battle league. He got a big tournament coming up for 25,000 on
Shout
the
out to
World Scrub
Suave.
Battle League. I encourage y'all to go over there and check it out, man. We doing big things. Who knows? I might jump in the ring. Only one person knows I got them bars for real.
Hey,
So
but on some real stuff, bro. Real stuff. It's Suave. if Suave is open to now talking about Flat Earth, because I did see that he did a stream or two about it. If he's open to talking about it now, I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get you to work these niggas in this debate league with that shit, bro.
Cause I know he's on a little bit, you know what I'm saying, different wave with that now. Cause when I was first talking about it, he was like, "We don't even have time for this," but he seems like he's a little more receptive now. So if he, you know what I'm saying, I'm not saying he got to come on here and agree, cause that's definitely not what I
Right,
want. But I'm
right,
saying
right.
like, you know what I'm saying, I know we can. I know we had our little spat, me and him. So I know
Hmm?
we can, you know what I'm saying, definitely, you know what I'm saying, handle that thing differently now and have a, you know what I'm saying, a decent build about it. So.
Oh hell yeah. What you think about getting in the debate league before we get off here?
I don't, man. I mean, I gotta think about it, bro. I don't
Bro,
like the.
it's
I don't.
plenty meat over there, bro. Them niggas hating on flat earth and they
Yeah,
arrogant with it. They don't know shit about it.
that's what I'm saying. I don't. I don't want to. Let me do my research before I say yes or no.
But this
Cause
the thing though. This year, bro, shit has changed. Like we don't have the normal system that we had at first, like win or lose type shit. It's about strictly like
oh, I
debates,
don't.
like bro, and you got a knack for pulling out information, my nigga. So it's really about the judges. So you get a certain amount of points each
Yeah,
round from the
and see,
judges. You know what I'm saying? It's,
I'm not even worried about a judge keeping score. I'm more worried about somebody coming
well,
out the
then
side
you
of
where
their.
I'm at, then
I'm just worried
nigga.
about somebody coming out the side of their neck yelling at me because I ain't got time for that. I'm too old.
Nah,
Yeah.
that ain't there either. The thing now is, like I said, you where I'm at. The main thing is getting the information to the people. You know what I'm saying? You never know who's in the crowd that, you know what I'm saying, need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
That's
savior
true.
complex shit, but some people right around the corner from the shit you talking about. But they just, ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying, getting them where they trying to go.
Sometimes you
So
need
for
somebody to
me,
help
it's
you get
about
over the
giving
hump.
other people options by being on different platforms.
Yeah, you definitely need to get like I know I got, you know what I'm saying, stuck in my research sometimes, and sometimes you
And
need a
it'll
fresh
draw attention to
perspective.
this platform, my bad.
Mhm. We need some, you know what I'm saying, some people come through. But yeah,
Mhm.
man. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, like I always do at the end of the video instead of the beginning, like and subscribe. And
Banger
yeah,
alert.
I'm retrograde with it. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. Appreciate y'all again, and then we'll see y'all next time.
You ain't telling bye, Letitia.
Fuck, I was like, where do I jump in?
Oh,
Hey,
my bad.
bye.
My bad. I showed just ended that. But yeah.
All right, fam.
All right, y'all.
All
Yeah.
right. Look,
Bye.
talk to y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.